Yes, we are live. Cajun Coin Hunter here with y'all this evening, aka Boudreaux, with the Evan Root hat on today. How y'all are? Bronx Boys, Aaron and Jordan. Whoop whoop. That's right. That's right. How y'all doing? Let's see. We might have a guest here tonight. Chef Johnny, Texas style barbecue and cuisine. He just might be in here. I sent his link out a little late, but he knows I go live on Thursdays, and we didn't go live yesterday. David Carlisle, whoop whoop, what's up? Getting any rain from that storm, David? Anyhow, Raging Cajun and Gypsy Rose were in town yesterday, so they were here yesterday. Missy cooked a chuck steak, beef steak, and roast. I'm sorry, roast, and oh, they enjoyed it. And Raging, he loves that potato salad. Oh yeah. Oh boy, he said reminded him. I think about the old days living over here when he was still living in Louisiana. Frosty, what's up? Y'all didn't get much rain or wind. I didn't know if y'all was gonna get some rain today, a little bit of rain today, because it's gonna be heading to the west. Not that bad in Fort Myers, really? Wow, it was bad, but not that bad. Yeah, because the storm came in at kind of a Florida's like this, and the storm came in. Florida's like that, and the storm came in like this. So in Fort Myers is down here. So yeah. Oh, let me kiss the phone there for Missy. Unmute myself. So anyway, like I was saying earlier, we're gonna have prop maybe Chef Johnny with Texas style barbecue and cuisine in the house tonight. Maybe. Uh, it wasn't planned. It was planned for Thursday, but anyway, uh, I don't know his schedule on Fridays. I know he said he could make it Thursday, so. But and I didn't go live last night, so we'll see. Like I said, Raising Cajun and his wife was here yesterday, and they ate and all. And we went to the slaughterhouse, and I said, because they had went to Super One Foods get some sausage, like for the red beans and stuff, and to put in their freezer at their house. Wait, hold on a minute. All right, Missy just let me know that our niece, her husband Joe, and the kids, uh, their truck's okay, and the my niece's father-in-law and mother-in-law, their vehicle's okay because they had to go. They had to run from the storm on a cruise ship, and they went back in port today. They went to Florida and boarded the ship. And I don't know what part. I want to say around Tampa, maybe. I want to say Tampa. And they, like I said, they had to run away from the storm, and then the storm passed, and the ship docked this afternoon about uh, 3 o'clock Florida time. So I don't know, Johnny. Yeah, probably so. Frosty, yeah. So I was thinking that maybe it depends on where in Florida, So it's probably Tampa, maybe. Because I think that's a port of call for cruise ships. I think they go in and out right there. Load up passengers and come back home, and load groceries back up for the next set of people for the cruise. But that truck was all right. It didn't go underwater. The shop never seen a rusted vehicle. Oh yeah, Mrs. Thank God that it didn't go in. Man, that truck's not even a year old. Chevy Silverado, 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive. Needs that. He works in plant work, turnaround, overhauling valves and stuff, and no telling where he goes. And he'll go out like in the desert or something and redo pumps over that. So they need, like on a pipeline. So they need it's mostly plants he works in. Overhaul valves and stuff. So, and he has to have his toolbox, job box, which is, it fits in the truck, takes up most of the room in the bed, and it takes a lift to put that box in there. I forget how much it weighs. It doesn't squat the truck though. Like I say, heavy duty. Have you tried to order it, Frosty, lately? Thunderstorms and wind is all. Okay. Well, that's mostly what's in a hurricane is storms and wind. I mean, wind, rain, which that's a storm, wind and rain. The valves they need adjustment. Yeah, that would do it. I was thinking about you the other day, Phil. How you been, man? How you been? I almost called you. I think I still got your number in my other phone, my old phone. Not for a couple of years. I had a huge can from the 90s. Oh, damn. Let me see if I I got that number in here. If not, I'm gonna have to send you an email. Hope I got battery charge on it. I ain't turned this phone on in a while. I keep it for a phone book, looking up old numbers because all my numbers ain't in that newer phone yet. And that phone's 2 years old because it's paid off, and it was paid off. I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I think July. Yeah, July. I don't think I paid in July a note. But it wasn't but $10 through Spectrum. $10 a month for 2 years. Now my phone bill is only $15 a month. Unlimited talk and text, and not unlimited data, but I do have I think it's 2 gigs of data or something. And I found out if you live stream, like when I was in the hospital, and I live streamed because some people they said they would pay for the data. And my light bill was $40. It's usually 24, but it went up $15 because of the data. Okay, phone. 710 odds upside down. What's happening? Phil, you still working in the same place? Yeah, I got it. 203 area code. There's a man of the evening right there. What's up, Cousin? Can't hear you. Oh, wait. Let me see. Hold on. Can anybody hear Raising Cajun? If not, I'm going to have to check my speakers. We good over here, 710. Okay, let me check my speakers because speaker headphone. I'm going in my settings here. Yeah. Try it again, Raising. Nope. I'll be down. Huh. Well, oh, Gleason said he can't hear you. What's up, Gleason? What's happening, man? Oh, okay. So let me see. Who's 710? Dave's not here. No sound. Where did I see that comment that said I can hear him? No, just started a new place this week. Oh, okay. No sound. I could swear I seen a comment saying I can hear him. Scott said nope. Okay. All right, let's try it now. Nope. Did you say something? Yeah. Hmm. The moose. What's happening, Mona Meat? Chat disconnected. Please wait while we're trying to connect you. Successfully connected. This was doing that in Wayne's stream earlier. It did it twice, and then it didn't do it. Anyway, but it says chat disconnected. I don't know what that is. Internet hiccup or something. Okay. Nobody can hear you, Raging. And uh, everybody can't hear you, not just me. Do, 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 do. I thought I saw 710 with that comment, but I probably be reading something else. Oh, Frosty said, I hear him. Hmm. And, oh, Frosty said, I did it for a sec. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Oh, I knew I wasn't going crazy. Hey, might as well put I think I might as well put Phil's number in here, and guess what? He just sent me a text mix, so that makes it easier on me. Add to contacts. That way I ain't got to type it in now. All righty. Hey, now we got it. All right, that'll work. Appreciate it, Phil. You saved me typing in 10 numbers. All right, turn this phone off. There we go. Now, okay, let's see. Mike, what's up, Radio Mike? Michael Chesina. Quick in and out. Need to get some sleep soon. I got you. Yeah, you got that early morning wake up call. And Rage on Cajun is back. Let's see if he's got his audio right. Circle. Circle. What you been up to, Galatian? Been doing any tile work with that new machine? Boy, Missy cooked one hell of a good chuck roast yesterday. Man, I think I mentioned that. Oh, and potato salad. Naturally rice and gravy. Big dark gravy. Anyway, Raging went live yesterday. from here and was all showing the food off. I was like taking it to the bagel dealer. The weather's right for outdoor seating. Gotcha. Yeah. Had some yesterday. That'll work. Okay. Well, he was here and then popped in. I popped off. I had a question for you, Mike. I think he's still here. All right.
All right, let's try this now.
Hey, guess who's here? What was that?
I don't know. Something was going on.
Oh, so I mean, you just uh, kept
I
trying
was,
and it finally popped in.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mike, on the octopus. Well, actually, on the scope itself. On my line, my open line, I think it's that one. Yeah, I can't move it up and down. And then when I do the voltage, uh, set the voltage, it's not centered. I don't know if yours is like that also or what. Now I can move my short line up and down, my vertical line. I can move that left and right, but I can't move the other one, which I don't have to move it up and down. But anyway, I think it's that one that I can't move. One of them I can't move, but Mr. Cajun, traveler of the world.
Something like that.
So that radio sounded good this morning.
Oh yeah,
Well, at least I
clear,
know
clear.
my antenna's not shorted out because I got a. After I put my coax, when me and Johnny ran the coax, I fished it to him. He grabbed it, and I had a hole drilled in the ceiling right there at the wall. And he was up in the attic, and he dropped the coax down for me and got all the slack out that he could. And I put the PL 259, the coax in on it, and that's RG 400. That's a military coax, and it's available to the public now. And then after I put the coax on, and my antenna was already way up in the air, I struck my meter on it, my own meter, and I had a dead short. I'm like,
Right.
oh, well, I didn't. I heard a beep. I didn't see the numbers, but I heard a beep. And anything below 50 ohms on multimeters on your continuity beep, it's gonna set it off. Anything below 50 ohms. So I'm like, oh man, crap. So anyway, I found my paperwork on my antenna, and it has a capacitance in it. So they said you will read a short on your antenna. Little differences between instruments. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Vertical and horizontal should be adjustable. First with the step attenuator, it sets the gain, then the position with the regular adjuster. Okay. Somebody put a Dodge alternator on your Tahoe? Really? You sure it's not a heavy duty? A heavy duty alternator? Because I've seen some heavy duty alternators for GMs that look like a Dodge. You might have a leasing bill on that thing.
Uh-huh.
Big 150 amp alternator on that thing. And them things are expensive.
Yeah.
It says Chrysler on it. Wow. I don't know. Don't ask me. Alternator's alternator. Well, I mean, you know, it charges a battery.
Huh.
And they one wire.
Well, if the vehicle runs with that alternator on it, why change it?
Could not get it to do. Yeah, Mike. Anyway, yeah, the instructions, the owner's manual of that the information on the antenna, it has a capacitor. So they said it's gonna show a short. So anyway, no, I'm getting out 3 miles loud and clear on Regions radio.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not saying I was in the cab with him, but he said it was loud and clear. So, and that was this morning at about I don't know what time was that, about 6:15.
Something like that.
And oh, it did, man. I put that car battery on it, and instead of that switch mode power supply, sounded a lot better. A lot better. You did. Well, your radio did anyway. I mean, it's quiet. I didn't have all that noise, that power supply noise in there. Switch mode power supplies are noisy, man. My other power supply switch mode is not that noisy at all.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't put it on the on that new meter yet. Oh, your radio works, Scott. It's just your ears are low. And I found out why. What's up, Terry? All the big one-wire alternators are installed. They're off of Dodge trucks. There you go. As long as the mountain holes, you know, there, it's gonna work. Doesn't matter, I guess. As long as it mounts to it, doesn't matter what you put. I guess.
As long as
Guess
it
what I'm
mounts to it
trying.
and the
Guess what I'm
connectors
trying to
connect.
say. Don't trust the DC reading. Power meter VSR. Behave and give you proper readings in case of resonance. Yeah. Anyway, later on I will get a 35 amp Astron or Triplite. I get a 35 amp so I can handle some that switch mode is 45 amp, but I mean I could use that to push a linear amplifier. J
We
Mary.
tried that smoked sausage tonight. Boy, that shit was good.
Oh, that one link you bought?
Yep.
Yeah, the fresh one. Yeah, not the frozen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, some good that smoked sausage and Evangeline made bread with some mayo on it. Oh yeah. I got hungry one time. I was going to Bosco, I think. Kingston, one of the two. And we went in front of the best stop. And I said, man, I should have stopped at best stop and got some boudin. And I was going to turn around and they had a sausage plant right on the right hand side. It was a store and they, you know, it was a big, they made smoked sausage and sold it to other stores and stuff. So I went in there. I said, give me a couple links of sausage. And I got me a loaf of bread from them and a little squeeze bottle of mayonnaise. And I cut that sausage in half, split it in half, and
Hmm.
put it on that Evangeline. Made a couple sandwiches, ate it just like that. You know, smoked sausage already cooked. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. So me and the wife talked about it, and I think coming in the future, I'm going to be ordering some meat edible boxes with some styrofoam in them. I'm gonna be shipping it to your house. I'm gonna wire you some money, have you go over to the superette, throw all that stuff in there. I'll give you a list and throw all that stuff in there, close it up and ship it to me.
Okay. Well, what you gonna do? You gonna ship me a container?
And I'm gonna ship you some boxes at certain times.
Why? Why
So
ship
I know
boxes?
so the meat will arrive to me okay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've got a couple of. I had some uh
I
tri
can get
tips. Tri tips come in, and it's in a uh box with a ice chest that thick,
hmm
and the tri tips were frozen. I think they were frozen when they shipped them, but they came in, you know, the next day air,
hmm
and
See, I don't.
they were still frozen.
Yeah, these are gonna be boxes just for that purpose. I was found them on Amazon, and I can get like four or six of them for like $30.
You talking about the coolers?
Yeah, the cooler type boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one here is one that you don't have to buy because I already got it, and it's about 14 by 14 by 18 tall.
hmm
You put a lot of meat in there, a lot of sausage and frozen boudin in there.
Well, we're
Man,
gonna do this.
I ate some of that boudin today, and it was a little spicy, a little bit more than normal. You know, that's not the normal. That's not the normal boudin spice right there. I don't know if she made a mistake and grabbed the spicy one or what.
I don't
Which
know.
I but anyway, it was good. Oh, you ate your boudin yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, man.
Um,
They make good sandwiches.
no,
They do.
we're
You
gonna do
take
this.
bread, put take you a piece about that long, with the casing or without the casing. You know, you can
Mhm.
squeeze it out of the casing. You know, your fresh boudin that you bought, and put it on one half of the bread. Fold that bread over. No mayonnaise. No, you can put mayonnaise on it if you want, but I just fold the bread over and eat, half a sandwich like that. And about
Mhm.
four of them are good for me. You know, it takes the hunger pangs away. Let me see what Mike said. The downside of big linears like that. Yeah, yeah, I know they have it. Yeah, a lot of iron in them. Transformers. Yeah, I've had 35 amps already. Power supply. That 25s, 10s. Anyway, fix them locally. I know I can get one for $60 out of Florida, and well, probably not now. It was used, and it's about a buck a pound to ship them. UPS. It's about a buck a pound. They go by the weight, not by the size of the box. That's what I like about UPS. Braxton, what's up?
No, we're gonna do that a
Representing
couple times a year.
Northwest Louisiana. Okay. I mean, hell, I can buy those boxes, with unless you're talking about buying them like off of Amazon or something. Oh, okay. Well, if you get
Yep.
free shipping like that, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
because you
ship
can
them
just
straight
have
to your
them.
house.
Right. Yeah. Pay for them and have them drop shipped to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Dean,
Cause
what's up, man?
that
I
smoked
don't know.
sausage, that was fucking good.
I don't know. Corner car. Oh yeah, man. They got some good. Now the only one better than those, their smoked sausage, is Uncle Charlie in Mamu.
Right?
That's my uncle-in-law. That's Mrs. Uncle, Mrs. Daddy's brother. They have a meat market in Mamu.
Mm-hmm. Did it? I know they got ham hocks there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like to throw a ham hock in my red beans.
Oh yeah. We can get ham hocks anywhere though. You
Mm.
can get that up in Tennessee or wherever you at.
I like to try theirs though.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, wood frame house on blocks. 20 2,700 square feet. That's not bad for a house in Florida, man. That's cheap. I don't think so, Missy. Built in 1929. Oh, I was trying to check out the other two pictures. See if I can get this. There we go. House is very wide. It don't look that deep, but that's just one little L off the house right there. There's more to the back of it.
Huh.
That house looks
Damn.
real skinny, but it's not. That's just a little pop out from the backside. It goes in and then deep in the back.
No, we're somewhere down here in Texas now. Still got a
All right, Miss J.
hundred.
Mary, take it easy.
Still got 121 miles to go. She'll finish that in the morning.
The last one was a miserable case. Remember how hard it is to fix that when somebody else worked on it? Yeah, in this case, they swapped the E and the B connectors of the output, emitter and base. It was a pyramid. Yeah, I remember the pyramid power supply. The company I was buying stuff from More Sales out of Texas, Burke Burnett, Texas, and they were a pyramid dealer. Yeah, pyramid car stereos, speakers, and boombox speakers. With the box and the speakers, or you can buy just the box and then put whatever speakers you wanted into it.
No, Scott, I ain't
What's up,
nowhere near
Elvis?
that one.
Roll Tide, roll. Yeah, I already told you about that, Elvis. Only two things that control the tide is the moon and LSU.
I think they, I think they play Georgia tomorrow. If there's going to be a game.
Partners gas station corner store in Shreveport's got some good ones. Boudin, smoked sausage, ham hocks. Fixed a couple dozen over the years. At Hamfest, we got 4 duds for about $80. Fixed 3 of them easy. The last one was a miserable case. And save the roll tide, the tide for the washing machines. Good one, Braxton. Bien bon, man. Bien bon. E.D. Way. Did you put the part on the Briggs wagon? What do you mean? You talking about that condenser coil? No, can't put it on yet. I need the bolt. One of the bolts sheared off, the head sheared off, undoing the line from the condenser coil. So I have to find a bolt to match it. And they did have a Suzuki dealer here in Lafayette locally, but they don't have any more parts for Suzuki. But they don't have those parts.
What year is that car?
11.
Suzuki SU.
They had a Suzuki dealership, but I don't think Suzuki has got any new cars now or whatever. But anyhow, they are Kia. It's what was it?
SX4.
Yeah,
SX4.
condenser coil bolts to both the line to section line and air conditioning AC lines. I don't know what. Yeah, George is going to flush the tide tomorrow.
Condenser. DE.
I don't know what dealership it was. It was two dealerships in together, but now it's whatever it is and Kia. Since they don't sell Suzuki anymore. The generic board has a part marked RX, has a hand select part that current limit before the PSU folds back. Let me see. Where's the other port to that? No, it's not Mazda. Sometime I had an Astron defective from the factory. It's supposed to be 35 amps, and it would crap out at about 7 amps.
Air cleaner.
Figured it out. The generic board had a part mark RX and select part that sets the current limit for the PSU. The pads were never touched. Someone simply forgot, saw signs of 4 others in this thing, could not fix it. I think you told me that story about that power supply. The factory defect or factory didn't put the part in. Yeah, you saw signs of 4 other people working on it. Is that them right there? AutoZone carrier. Okay. So if that's what goes in that condenser coil, yeah. 20 millimeters.
What's the part
No,
number?
at AutoZone, the number on here is 006100 006100. That's all I need there. I can go to O'Reilly's and get that. O'Reilly's is closer. AutoZone is on the very west side of town. There's supposed to be a Whataburger coming. Right by that. Remember that the car wash and ice plant right there after Popeyes fried chicken. When y'all going back to the truck, Popeyes is on your left. Burger King's right there on the corner on the right. Popeyes on the left, and then they had a one of them automated car washes that you drive through.
Yeah.
Well, behind that, I think that's supposed to be a Whataburger, but they have two big openings like a bay door, and there's walls on either side of that. Like, say, if you walk into those doors, I was thinking those. I told Johnny without seeing it. Johnny said they got two big old bay door openings on that thing, and I'm like, I said it must be windows, and they hadn't been framed in yet. And he was like, yeah, that could be. But I noticed if you go in those door bay, those openings, there's a wall from the front straight to the back. So no, that's not how Whataburgers are built. Not Darwin, Missy. That is going to be a bank, but that's after that. That's right before Tractor Supply, that new bank.
That new bank's going in right before you Tractor Supply, like catty corner from Walmart.
Yep, you could see it from where you were parked at.
Yeah.
It might be, Scott. What I'll do, Mike, I'll take a short video of the octopus hooked up to my oscilloscope, and I'll make a short video on it. And I'll put it on XY mode, show what it's not doing, and then the center. It's not centered. That's what I wanted to do, to center it to the left and the right, in the middle. What's up there, Mr. Smoky Ribs?
What's going on?
Hey.
How you doing?
Let me get my microphone a little bit closer. That sound all right?
Oh, you sounding good earlier.
Okay.
Hey, say Terry Carlisle, like number 13. Appreciate it. Let's see. Well, the valves are definitely a lot quieter. Half were loose, and 8 and 6 cylinders were almost falling off. Oh, so you got the valves adjusted down there in Florida? Okay, gotcha. Oh, what you been up to, Russ?
We went to eat tonight and hadn't been on home too long.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I ain't been up too much. Same old, really. Hey, Missy. David Carlisle.
On the time base, there's usually a position. On the timer, let me see what I got on this scope. I need to get some lemonade anyway. Probably
I
lean
know.
over the top too.
I know one thing. I'm enjoying this cooler weather.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit cooler.
Yeah, cool mornings, and it's just mainly the humidity right now. Like today out here, man, it felt good. It got up in the 80s. It felt warm, but it wasn't bad because the humidity wasn't there.
Yeah.
I think our low last night went down like 66. That's feeling good.
It felt good in Louisiana this morning. Felt
Yeah, I
somewhat good
bet.
yesterday. Felt somewhat good yesterday when I was there.
That cool front,
But
it pushed through. That's what saved our butt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah. Because Louisiana and Mississippi was going to get the brunt of it.
yep,
They were calling it to go into Louisiana, uh, mostly Louisiana. When
yeah,
they first,
yep,
but before it even formed, okay,
right.
because of where the two highs were supposed to be. But yeah, we dodged that bullet, man.
Yeah, it had high pressure here and low pressure here, and it funneled right between the two, just like they said. I mean, they have
Yeah,
gotten really good at predicting these things compared to
yeah.
years ago.
Well, right after Francine hit, uh, they there was a couple of YouTubers that said, which they were just repeating what the NOAA weather was,
Yeah,
predicting. So they were just repeating that. They said somewhere at the end of September, we're going to have a hurricane in the Gulf. And
mm-hmm.
more likely, it looks like Louisiana. But
Yeah. I sit there and watch them for 2 weeks talking about this storm.
yeah,
They
yeah,
even had a cone, but there was no storm. I'm like, how do they know this? But they know. They knew all the conditions were perfect for something to form, and they were spot on. I was like, man, that's amazing.
but I mean, hell, I can at the second week in September, I can say I think there's going to be a hurricane in the Gulf,
Oh,
and
there's
and
a
I'm gonna be about 70% right
yeah,
because every September is your peak in
yeah,
hurricane season.
it is.
September.
We got
So
another one. We got to keep our eyes on right now down the Caribbean.
yeah, there's one. There's something forming down. I mean, there's a disturbance down there.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good one. It's all you can see it, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, nothing. If you get enough this cool, dry air trying to intermix with that, it ain't gonna amount to nothing. That's why I love
Right.
seeing fall get here because I know hurricanes are about done. When you get that
Yeah.
dry, cool air, they can't survive.
Usually at the end of September is when those fronts coming through saves our butts.
Yeah, time after
And oh,
time.
Raging Cage and his wife, they were here yesterday, and he had mentioned. He says there's going to be a trifecta, three in a row,
uh-huh.
and
Yeah,
that second one's on its way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think a hurricane season is officially over early November, something like that, like the second or third or something.
The first week of October is supposed to be bad for down there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always look forward to October, man. I know what that means after these hot summers. Finally, cool off for fall and winter and most of spring. It's like, yes. Bears hibernate in the wintertime. I like to hibernate in the summertime in the AC.
Oh, Mike, that message was for you. I see the position on the time on the time base. I didn't
I
see
heard
it.
I heard
I
you
was just
talking.
doing channel one and channel two.
I heard you talking something about your condenser on your car right before I came in here. What's going on with it?
Oh, I got it in. The part's in. The truck dropped it off.
You had to
Uh,
buy a new condenser for it. The other one got smashed or something, or
well, the other one, I didn't get smashed. It was just I was showing it off,
mm-hmm.
uh, and how corroded it was on the bottom half. You can
Oh,
just
okay.
do your finger like that on the fins,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I mean it was taking that much off. One finger was taking that much. Oh, it was all
yeah,
corroded.
yeah. I know what you're saying. I've seen them like that.
So Scott Keller, one in the chat here, he ordered a new one for the car for us.
I got you. Okay.
Oh, and thank you again, Scott Keller, for that. Oh, and then one of the boats sheared off. The heads just
Popped off,
popped
huh?
off. Yeah. So it was all corroded.
Yeah,
And
some makes are exposed on the backside, like the studs. You got your head of your bolt, but it depends on the car and the condenser. But sometimes you can see the bolt coming through. I always like to shoot a little PB blaster, because a lot of them are definitely get hung up on you.
yeah. Oh, I had it. It was all sprayed and everything, for a few
Yeah,
days.
still didn't help, huh? So you got to get
And,
that. That's part of the
oh,
old condenser. That's part of the old condenser. So you ain't got to worry about the whole. You just need the bolt.
yeah, to put either the suction line or one of the lines. It's
Yeah.
two lines going to the condenser coil.
You got a hot gas line that comes off the compressor. Then at the bottom, you got your liquid line that heads to the evaporator. Or
It's the liquid line is
yeah,
the bottom.
that's the one that goes to the dryer, unless the dryer is built onto the condenser. If you don't see a dryer between the liquid line outlet to your evaporator, then you got a condenser that's built on the side of your condenser.
All right, Mike. Appreciate you coming in, bud.
Later, Mike.
I got to work on a neighbor's car Sunday. It's a 2023 Kia, a Kia Seltos, and her AC clutch, the field coil, the magnetic part that sucks the clutch in, is bad.
Uh huh.
It's got an open circuit. It's only a year old.
And what that's on the air conditioner or the what?
That's on the compressor clutch. It's a
On the
coil.
compressor. Okay.
That's what engages the coil. And
Right.
anyway, I looked at it, and but it makes sense. I mean, she is in that car every day, 7 days a week. She's a private investigator, and she'll pull up to places and literally sit there for hours with that motor running during the summer months, and that compressor's getting it.
Oh yeah. And
But for
then
you,
it's not really running that good. I mean, the air conditioner is not working that good because you really don't have no airflow going through that condenser coil to cool it off.
yeah, it's
You know,
it's electronic controlled, so it's got that electronic variable displacement compressor in it, which adjusts your piston stroke. All that's controlled by that, so that
mhm,
clutch never disengages. Not like the old time that the old school type that cycled on a low pressure cycling switch or a thermostat. This one
mhm.
here is engaged all the time. The only reason that clutch is even there is if it runs out of freon, it kills the compressor so it don't burn it up, because you can't return oil back to the compressor if it's not pumping refrigerant. It oil travels with the refrigerant back constantly to the compressor, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but anyway, her sitting there for hours and hours and hours. That coil's had a hell of a workout to be a 1 year old car. Is my point. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's wide open circuit. Like, dang. And she called Kia. I showed her online where she could have got the whole clutch assembly for $124. So she calls Kia, and I wasn't paying attention. I thought she was ordering the whole assembly. They don't sell it like that. They sell it in three pieces, and they sent her the
Hmm.
hub. The we always call them clutch shoes. The outer part of it, the plate. And I said, that ain't the right part. She goes, crap, well, which part is it? And she pulled up a picture on her phone. I said, right there, it's the one with the wires dangling from it. It's electrical. It's a coil. Goes in behind the pulley. And she goes, okay. So she got back on the phone while I was there. And I said, y'all don't sell that as one unit? So we sell them individually. You can buy all three. But they wanted $150 just for that coil. That front piece they originally sent was $120. So if you got the pulley too with the bearing in it, that whole coil probably would have cost, or a whole clutch assembly probably would have been about $400. I said, you've been better off just ordering that aftermarket I showed you for 124, and you could have got all three pieces, plus the snap rings, plus the center bolt, But she didn't, so that's all right. The coil's the only part wrong with it, but I imagine that bearing's got some wear on it too already,
Yeah. Well, if you ever had a long red light, and
What's that, Randy?
I mean a long, extra long red light,
Yeah,
or just idling at a store waiting on somebody, and you got the AC running, you're gonna notice that vent's not blowing that air cold, cold, cold. But once you get going down the road,
yep,
and you got that air moving through that condenser coil, that you got 40-mile-an-hour winds going through it. Then you start, you're like, oh yeah, nice cooling down.
well,
You know?
that, and plus you're running at higher RPMs, which is spinning that compressor over
Yeah,
more.
there you go. RXTX barbecue. What's up, Randy? How's
Hey,
it
Randy.
going? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, cars used to be real bad about that. These the newer compressors with this, the way I just explained, you don't notice it as much, but the old style, yeah, man, you definitely could tell when you stopped at a red light. You could tell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The newer vehicles, like the newer trucks, Mike Carrier, a friend of me and Johnny's, he's got a truck that's not, but if it's 2 years old, it's old,
Yeah, yeah,
newer than that. And I noticed that red lights and stuff that his thing, his air conditioner's blowing cold air because there's a vent in the back too.
yeah, right. Yeah,
There's
they're better.
like cab climate control, whatever you want to call it, and there's vents that's heating up.
Yeah.
Cooling off the back.
Right. Yeah, today's ACs work better to all this stuff, but man, there's just more crap to break down,
Mhm.
Oh man. Yeah, but she's oh wait a minute. No, the other one's 12. So this one's what, about 6 or 7 years old? Wonder where she learned that from.
Redneck shaggin' wagon, huh?
Shaggy wagon. That's what I call a Jeep on Holly Beach. Bikini Patrol.
I'm still here. I'm just taking a dip.
Got you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that cooler that my buddy sent them tri-tips in. But he didn't send them. He ordered them from a store in California and had them shipped to me. But they were still I think they were still. No, they wasn't froze because I don't think they freeze that.
No, they probably got them. Man, I've gotten all kind of meat. Having this barbecue channel that was sent to me, and most
Yeah.
of them put these gel packs or whatever they call them in there,
Yeah.
and they got enough in there, and they're rock hard frozen. And if they do overnight shipping, you ain't gotta freeze it because those will keep it cold until it.
Yeah.
Now, if you run a problem and it ain't sent on time or whatever, then I have had some of that stuff I couldn't keep because it. But most time it arrives no problem.
Yeah. Well, Raisin, he was in your live stream yesterday
Huh.
when I was in Japan or China. No, Japan. I think he was in. He was in Japan. Oh, he was talking about he was at that rally race,
Uh, Singapore.
Singapore. Yeah, China. So anyway, it was him that sent me those two tri-tips and some of that and a bottle of their barbecue sauce, which that barbecue sauce is called crack sauce from Seaside Market in
Hmm.
California. That barbecue sauce, I can swear that's Lee and Perrin's steak sauce. Because Lee and Perrin's used to make a steak sauce before Heinz bought them out. And they called it, the name of it was the filet mignon of steak sauces.
Hmm.
I remember it. Yeah, that I've
Man,
had
that's
it
some
before.
awesome, awesome steak sauce. That's the best steak sauce ever.
Yeah.
And that crack sauce tasted exactly like that Lee and Perrin's steak sauce, that barbecue sauce. That anyway, two tri-tips and that crack sauce.
Yeah. See, I looked at that store and I don't think they ship directly from them.
Which one?
That meat market.
Oh, over here at the
Uh-huh.
slaughterhouse.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they. I know T-Boys ships. I want to say they do. I want to say they do, but
Hey, Southern Corn Hunter.
If they have an
what's up,
online
Van?
store, do they have a website?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
the local slaughterhouse over here
I mean,
in
do they
town.
sell online?
I They do have a website,
They
and I'm
might. They
pretty
might
sure they
ship.
ship. I think,
Yeah, they might ship.
but I don't know if they make money on their shipping or not. Some companies make money on their shipping, which
Yeah.
next day air is expensive enough already.
mhm.
It cost Kyle $100 to ship me those two tri-tips.
Yeah. Can imagine. Ridiculous.
He sent me two of them. He sent uh, Simon. He shipped Simon two of them and a bottle of that crack sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Van. Not a problem.
Yeah, I had a guy, uh, well, Sam with Maryland Outdoors. He kept talking about sending me a snake kid. They catch him up there where he's at, and me do a
Right.
video of. Yeah, me doing a video with it, and then he texted me not long ago. He said he had the fish, but he had to look into shipping. I told him, "God, I know how expensive. Man, don't even worry about it. It ain't worth all that. Just
Right. Yeah, I know
eat
Sam.
the fish. Yeah,
I've had him
but
in my live streams already.
I didn't hear back, so I guess he just decided to cook it himself. I've never had it. We don't have them down here that I know of. I've never caught one.
They an invasive species, but they good
Yeah,
eating.
yeah, that's
you
what I
know?
hear. They're about ugly, ain't they?
Yeah.
That's one ugly fish.
Look like a alien or something.
It does, kind of weird.
It's gonna be fun having two kids for a couple months. Or if they stand with you till Christmas, yeah, that'd be 3 months. October, November, December, yeah. Yeah, I think they use the snakehead, the heads. I think they use them for bait over there.
Really?
Like, the commercial crab traps
Yeah,
in the bait well, they'll throw the snake heads in there if they are the whole fish because, they want to get rid of them, the
yeah,
fish themselves, because they're highly invasive.
right. I hear Lance talk about them sometime too. That
Lance likes eating them. I think he's got a couple of videos on eating them.
yeah, yeah. That's one thing I've never tried, but Doubt I ever do since they're not down here. Man, we went to a place to eat last weekend called Bacchus, kind of like the Bacchus Mardi Gras club that we have around here. Anyway, man, their
Oh,
house,
Bacchus, Bacchus, Bacchus crew.
Bacchus. Yeah, yeah,
Crew.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got a coin. Uh, it's Bacchus. It's the Mardi Gras.
yeah. That's what it reminded me of. But
I've
it's
got a coin.
yeah. Well, this is a restaurant, and it used to be McElroy's. McElroy's had two places, one in Ocean Springs and one right there on Biloxi Beach. The one on the Biloxi Beach is still there, but they sold out to this place. And I went in there. We were looking somewhere that had some fresh raw oysters, and went in there and they had them. But my God, they're proud of them. $20 a dozen, which I looked at time of the year. I said that might not be too bad, but we ordered a dozen. My wife ordered a dozen. Then we got a seafood platter between us. That seafood platter was $34. Like, golly, that's about $10 more than average for a seafood platter around here. They a little on the pricey side, but man, it was good.
Yeah. So Bacchus, is that a Greek restaurant?
It's seafood, salt, and they specialize in oysters. You can get oysters done like 7 different ways. Oysters Rockefeller, raw oysters, charbroiled oysters. I can't remember what all, but they had a whole list. They kind of specialize in that. I'm just waiting for the
Okay.
price to come down. So I like to get them deals where you're paying 50 cents an oyster. You can get a dozen for $6.
Yeah, or
I'll
a
sit there
quarter
and
an
eat.
oyster.
I'll eat nothing but oysters when I find them like that. I'll order me 2 dozen. I'm good.
I think the 25-cent oysters are a thing of the past since the
Yeah,
Hong Kong Fooey. Because I
yeah.
remember just 7 years ago we still had the 25-cent oysters down here.
hmm Well, we were going to a place called a Shrimp Basket. It's kind of a franchise, but not a big franchise. It started in Alabama, then they had a few open up in Florida and a couple over here in Mississippi, and one of them was right down the road from us. And man, they had good seafood, and I was never disappointed with their oysters. But you can go in there on certain days and get $6 a dozen. That was just a year ago that we went
I
in there.
think I
But
remember the Shrimp Basket when I was
yeah,
living
but
over there in '05, '06. Well, actually, it was like '02 to '01, '02 to '07.
well, it wasn't here then. It might have been over there, like in Alabama or somewhere.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
one we had
'Cause I was
here,
there too in
the
Alabama.
the one we had here was a Mellow Mushroom for the longest time. Pizza
Man, they
place.
got some good calzones. I never ate calzones in my life until I was in Mobile, Alabama, right across the street from the college.
Yeah,
There was a mellow mushroom there on the north side of Mobile, and
yeah.
man, we went over there one time. Me and a buddy of mine. He was working for me, and I was renting a room from him. He had a nice 4-bedroom brick house, 2.5 baths. And so I had my own bedroom, and I had a bathroom. He had 2 master bathrooms, and then the half bath was in the hall, like for guests or whatever, just to take a leak or whatever,
Yeah.
wash their hands. What's up, Dave? How's it going, man?
Hey, Dave.
Uh, the Anyway, we would go to eat sometimes at the Mellow Mushroom. The first time we went, got the pizza. There's
Mm-hmm.
Kyle right there. What's up, Mona Me? I was talking
What's up,
about you
Kyle?
earlier.
Seen him in a
What's for
live in
dinner?
a while.
Leftovers. Leftover roast beef from yesterday when Raging Cajun and Gypsy Rolls was here. That was good. That was good, Raging.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mellow Mushroom
That
also
frozen bread.
had. They made their own hummus and pita bread in house. That was good.
Oh, my buddy asked me. We had ordered a pizza, and then the next time we went, he said, "You ever had uh?" He said, "Oh, they no." He said they got the best calzones over here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never ate a calzone, and I said, the first time I heard of a calzone was on Seinfeld when Costanza went to get one for his boss or something, and I don't know, somebody ate it or he ate it or something, and or it was cold when he delivered it. I forgot. Anyway,
Yeah.
they made a few episodes about calzones,
Right.
uh, and we ordered one. I mean, I had to order one for me, and I think he ordered one for himself. So, and man, I fell in love with them.
Oh yeah, they good.
And it was at the Mellow Mushroom,
Hmm.
Mobile.
Yeah, but that one there in Ocean Springs, it was there for quite a few years. You know, the Mellow Mushroom. It was something else prior to that, but I know that place was there for at least, I don't know, 15, maybe closer to 20 years. And for some reason, they just closed up. And that's when they
Left.
opened up this shrimp basket. And we went in
Oh,
there
okay.
and we kept going back. I said, man, that's good seafood. And it was, the price wasn't bad, you know. Only one time I went in there and the oysters looked a little off to me. And I told them, I said, this only oysters y'all got? I don't particularly like the looks of these. And they took my tray and went back and brought me some more. I said, yeah, that's way better. And, but they were
What,
cheap
raw
though.
oysters?
Yeah, raw oysters. And,
Oh,
but man, I could get them at 50 cents an oyster, you know, there a year ago. And went to this place, they wanted $20 for a dozen. Like, good God, y'all high.
I ate some mellow mushrooms once and thought I was a calzone. Calzone.
I think
There you
mellow
go, Randy.
mushroom. I read up on the history of them one time, and I think they originated in Atlanta, Georgia. It was some college kids that like started
Mhm.
the franchise or whatever. But it's pretty good.
I
Good
looked them
pizza.
up because I was looking for the name of something mushroom.
Yeah,
You know, the name of the place. I thought it was Spotted Mushroom or something. It wasn't long ago, a couple of weeks ago.
yeah,
Not even that. And I was talking about that restaurant there and calzones and pizzas and then yeah they specialize in pizzas and stuff like that. And I want to say yeah, I was in Atlanta. They
yeah,
it's a southern chain.
yeah. It is. Yep. I wish they wouldn't have closed. That must be a bad. I mean, it's right there on Highway 90 in Ocean Springs, but it's a lot of. It's hard to get in and out of because it's real close to an intersection and a lot of traffic, and a lot of people probably just don't want to fool with it because of that. It's the only thing I think of because it's really a good location. But
Well, if it's on a corner, you have two access points. Because you're on a
yeah,
corner.
well, it's
You
not really
have
on a corner.
it
It's
in
one
here.
building back
But
from
if yeah, one building away from a red light, it's hard to get out and turn left to get to that red light. There's a lot of traffic. So you got
yeah,
to turn right, make a block, or whatever, go down a ways, make a U because you can make a U on
right.
90, because it's a boulevard, more or
It
less.
is a little aggravating to get in and out of, and that's the only thing I could figure. But I would go ahead and fight through all that because it was good food at good prices. You know, talking
Uh-huh.
about when it
Yes,
was a seafood place.
she did, Kyle. Man, Raging, he's like, man, I could have ate that whole bowl of potato salad.
Oh hell yeah, that potato salad was
But Raisin's
good.
from down here, so he hadn't had good potato salad in a while.
Tarina makes a good one. She made some last week, and I don't know what kind of coleslaw she made, but that was really good. And she went out and fired up the grill, and she cooked a pork loin. She did all that herself. I'm like, man, we ate good
Damn.
that night.
But this chuck steak, man, it made I mean chuck roast. Keep saying steak. Made a dark gravy,
Yeah,
and none of that kitchen bouquet crap neither.
we uh we stopped by the store earlier and picked up 2 racks of St. Louis ribs. I guess that's gonna be my next or my first cook on that new pit I got from Lone Star Grills. Probably do that. I was gonna
Oh,
do it over the weekend, but my younger son wants me to go over there to his house and see what it's gonna take to install a 240-volt weld machine outlet in his garage. And that's gonna be easy because he's got a breaker panel right on the garage wall and a window here. I said, and he sent me a picture. There's one blank left for a double pole breaker. I said, oh, that's easy. Drop straight out the bottom, conduit straight in that block wall, wherever there's
Yeah.
not a 2x4 or anything, and we'll put a receptacle right there. You won't need but two and a half foot of 6 gauge wire
Yeah.
for 50 amp. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Then I'm gonna work on the neighbor's car Sunday, so I'll probably shoot that video Monday.
Oh, Raging ain't got no weather where he's at. I mean, he's not near the storm, put it that way.
Yeah,
No.
I had my buddy's son's F-250 over here. Man, that truck sit here for 3 weeks, I reckon. A lot of it was waiting on him, but it's coming here with 3 different problems. And I finally said, I'm going to shoot a video out of one of these problems. So I dropped that one earlier in the week on my other channel, finding a shorter ground on that truck. And I done that one. So it's been a little while since I put any content on there. Can't grow it if you don't put videos out.
Nope. Got to be willing to do the work for your channel.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got all kind of ideas. It's just, I got tied up with his truck, and I put everything on hold. Like I said, he had multiple issues. One of them I finally got to the bottom of, but he didn't want to fix it. I'm like, God, well, I was gonna make a video out of that for sure. It involved dropping the fuel tank and everything, and I'm like, well, there goes that video. I shouldn't have told him what I told him. I said, if you keep at least a half a tank of fuel, fill this thing up, and don't run it below a half. I said, you can run it from now on. He said, what are you talking about? I said, you're running out of gas when you hit a quarter of a tank. You're literally running out of diesel, out of fuel, because there's a foot on that sending unit on these F1 or F250s. It's probably on some other models too. And that thing is made out of plastic. And the rest of it's metal. And over time, that plastic deteriorates and that whole thing falls off in the bottom of the tank. And now you're sucking fuel from up high instead of down there at the bottom of your tank. And it's actually got a name. It's a pretty known problem. It's called the quarter tank issue. People think something wrong with their motor and everything. They're sitting there running out of fuel, and that's exactly what was happening to them. And I told him, I said, I can't prove it unless I drop that tank. I said, but that's my theory because it's a known problem on this truck, And anyway, when he come and got it, well, actually, I run out of fuel because he was driving it. His son was driving it over here and going around curves and, all that fuel slosh around. He's sucking air and it crapped out and blew smoke out the back. And so his father, my friend, pulled it to me the rest of the way on a chain and parked it right out here in front of my house. And I went out there the next day and it started right up. I said, all right. So I got it up in the driveway. I'm farting around trying to look at different things. And long story short, by the time I ran it, enough, I don't know how long it was. It wasn't long. All of a sudden it went out again. And I seen that puff of smoke. I said, that thing just run out of fuel. That's what got me to investigating. And that's when I realized that was a known problem. And so I called him. I said, y'all need to bring me a 5-gallon can of diesel. And they did. And that joker started right up. It wouldn't start until we added that diesel. I had to prime it a little bit. Then it started right up. Yeah. So I went and got another 5 gallons. And then they brought another 5 gallons and got it up to a half a tank before they left. I said, now go straight to a fuel station and fill this thing up with diesel. And they've been driving it everywhere. So I was right about my diagnosis. That part's correct. But I told him, I said, here's the problem with this. I said, that plastic, I've seen pictures on the internet, it don't just fall off. It breaks up in little small fragments and pieces. I said, you got that pipe down there sucking fuel. I said, there is a chance you could suck some of that plastic up in there and restrict your fuel flow. I said, so if you start having symptoms like this all over again, I told him, I said, if it's me, I'd fix it. Well, I'm going to fix it, just not right now. I said, okay, but that's the risk you're running. You're liable to suck some of that debris into that line. From there it goes straight to the fuel pump. The fuel pump's mounted on the side. And so we'll see how lucky they are.
I had a 97 Chevy Silverado, short wheelbase when I was in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
for them couple years, and I had bought it. It was from a repo lot, so I bid on it. You know, seal envelope bid,
Yeah.
and we I was at a red light. In fact, I was going to get gas because I don't like letting any vehicle I have go below a quarter tank.
No, me either. That's what helps
I,
cool that
I
fuel
always like
pump.
when it gets to 3/8, I always, top it off, fill it up.
Yep. Yep.
And that way, in case I gotta, take a trip or something or go somewhere for, I don't have to worry about getting gas. Because I don't like putting $10 a gas, even when gas was cheap. At $2 a gallon, $1.80.
Yeah.
I never liked putting $10 of gas. I always like putting 20, 20
Yeah.
to 30 or
When
whatever.
we go to gas station, we fill up. Period. We're there. Go
Well,
ahead
if
and
I have
fill
the
up.
money,
Yeah.
ready available, yeah, then I'll just fill up.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I was heading to a gas station. I was at a red light by Walmart in Tucson, and I was right down Speedway Boulevard. But I wasn't on. I was turning left on Speedway. My truck kills. I'm like, oh crap! What the hell? I think I'm out of gas,
Yeah.
and because I know about that quarter tank syndrome, and I was at a
Mhm.
quarter tank. So, uh, and the way it acted, I knew it was out of gas and not an engine failure. There was a cop across Speedway Boulevard turning left, so he was going this way, and I was going, that way. We was gonna cross like that. Well, I tried to flag him down, like push me. I don't know if he saw me or what, because he didn't blink a light or anything. And so I'm trying to push my truck through that red light on it, left arrow. Well, it's when you by yourself trying to do that. Well, there's this fella. He saw me he was behind that cop. He pulled in the parking lot and he ran across the road there, Speedway, and helped me push it at the record store
Yeah.
at the little strip mall. And he brought me to Walmart was right there. He brought me to Walmart. I got a jerry can, 5-gallon jerry gas can, and he brought me to Circle K. I got 5 gallons of gas, and that's when gas was expensive. That was what, '09 or something,
Mm-hmm.
2009, and the economy crashed, whatever. Or gas was like it. It went $5.10 in Tucson for a
Man.
gallon. Yeah,
Well, I
and
remember because
it's everywhere, everywhere.
I know 2011 when I come back from Virginia, I bought that Silverado truck. It was a used truck, 2008, and I bought it in 2011. And gas at that time, I was living in Gulfport. I was paying over $3 a gallon for it. Like pretty good bit over $3 a gallon.
Mhm.
I haven't seen them prices back yet. We've gotten close a few times, but I want to say it's like three. I was putting like premium gas in it too. I want to say it's like $3.79 a gallon. But yeah, it was high, man.
Well, so I spent. It cost me $80 altogether to fill up that truck,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's without the price of the can now. Okay,
yeah,
because I got 5 gallons, and it was like 20. It wasn't five something at that point in time. It was like 4.50 a gallon because the
yeah.
prices started going down. Then it got down. I mean, when it got so high, and then something happened. I forget what it was. All the metals, like steel, was very high. Selling scrap iron.
Mm-hmm.
Steel number one iron was. Oh man, it was like. Shit, I forgot.
Sounds like nowadays steel's through the roof right now. All the metals are.
But scrap iron I'm talking about though, not
Oh,
not
scrap
retail
iron.
price. Yeah,
Okay,
not new steel's retail.
I got you.
Scrap
I
iron.
got you.
I think it was. I want to say 200 a ton or 180 a ton, I think. Man, I was making money hand over fist because I was superintendent of a 6-story hospital we were building, and that was all concrete and steel. Man, they had I beams, H beams everywhere, and they were throwing 3 and 4 foot scraps in the roll off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
in my truck, put it in my truck. I never
Heck
touched
yeah.
it, and I went to the scrap yard, and they took a magnet and took it off of me. I was making a mint, man, and then my salary, with the company, I was making money hand over fist.
Yeah. I
And then
remember.
the copper,
Yeah.
the little drop offs and all that.
Yeah.
The electricians were giving me the pieces of the rolls that that they were chunking, because the electricians they make real good money. They don't save the little pieces of copper.
Yeah.
So they were giving me that, and I had the day laborers that I were hiring, that I hiring through the temp staff service. They would pick up the copper, and we had a deal 50-50.
Yeah.
So, because if they wasn't going to do it, they were going to take it for their own anyway. So I told them, look, no copper. The copper's not yours. I'm hiring you from the day labor on a day every day. You pick up the copper, I sell. We go half. I show you,
Yeah.
and I said you can ride with me if you want to the scrapyard,
Right.
because I would give them a ride to the check cash store to cash their checks every day, or
Yeah.
once a week. One guy, he would get in his check once a week.
What was
So he
the
cashed his
deal
on Fridays.
back when I worked at that automotive shop over there in Pascagoula, A1 Auto? Uh, there was a thing called, we used to take after Katrina, that whole lot in the behind the shop, every one of them cars went underwater when Katrina hit, and so the owner ended up with all them cars. So when we had spare time, like in the fall going to winter, when AC work was getting slow and everything, we would take all the AC compressors and just all the stuff that we had been swapping out all summer long, stuff. We'd throw them in the trunk of some cars, weight them down the most we could, anything and everything. And he would take them to some scrap yard and sell it, by weight. It's real, so many cents a pound or whatever. I don't know how they did it, but thievery got so bad at one time, like with catalytic converters and everything, there had to be a waiting limit or something. I'm trying to remember what the deal was. In other words, they wouldn't pay you right away. There was like a waiting time or
They
something.
mailed you a check after like 5 days. You got a check from them in the mail.
Yeah. Now we'd take the catalytic converters off of every one of them darn cars, and we'd sell them separate from the rest of it. But
Right.
just sold them as scrap,
But
We throw all them on.
copper, big copper wire.
Sold a lot of
That's
aluminum.
that's what they were. You would get a check for. It's just a copper wire to make sure
Yeah.
you wasn't stealing it from a company or whatever.
The only thing
especially
we
the big wire.
separated,
And then big 500 MZs,
Yeah.
that big wire, like
Right.
that goes in Walmarts and Kmarts for them long runs. That wire's like that.
oh, I know, yeah. But yeah, I remember that, man. I don't know what kind of money he made off that. The catalytic converters made good money, especially if it come out of a Cadillac. I remember that much. Had them exotic
Yeah.
metals in there. But
Yeah.
we also
Mercedes-Benz, all your
we had
big exotic vehicles have more exotic metals in the catalytic converters.
right over the fence. You walk out the shop door, there was a 6 foot fence with barbed wire and a big double gate. That's what we pulled customers' cars around there, waiting to pull them back in and work on them. But we would throw our condenser coils and evaporator cores or anything aluminum, dryers, accumulators, lines, and it'd be a huge pile of aluminum. And we'd sell that separate. One day we'd just load up a big old flatbed trailer with all that, and they sold it as, or they bought it as dirty aluminum, but it brought money.
Now that was before Katrina.
Well, that was before and after. But
Okay,
the
you went
Katrina,
to
the
you went out
Katrina
of state
thing,
for Katrina,
the
didn't you?
with Katrina, though, we had all of them abandoned cars that went underwater that the insurance paid
Yeah.
off, and they didn't want them, so we just got rid of them. And that was on the way. It's taking up all. I mean, he had a big old lot in the back, probably a half an acre.
He could have
Just
sold the whole car.
what he did.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe
did
not
sell.
you, but the company could have. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he would sell the whole car, and I guess they took him to the crushers, whatever. I don't know
Yeah.
what they do with that stuff, but
Yeah. Take them to the scrapyard and you get like $400 a car.
yeah, something like that. And they weigh the car, That's what I said. We
Yeah.
throw
Oh
all
yeah.
them. We change. I mean, every day we're changing out compressors, and all that kind of crap went in the back. If we swapped out a transmission, it got thrown in there. Anything to make that car heavier, because all they did
Mhm.
was weigh it and pay you accordingly, and the rest of it was just scrap.
All right. We did me and an old boy that lived down uh past Charles English house.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I forget the name of that road. Barataria Road but
Oh, you
man,
talking about dang.
going to the boat launch in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I know the name of it. I just can't think of it.
Yeah. Anyway, me and that old boy, I forget his name. He was a welder and he wasn't working
Yeah.
at the time. And Ginger Jones told me and him, he says, "Hey, y'all can go to uh, Elmer's." Because Elmer Jones was dead, he had passed away, and that was her father-in-law, Elmer Jones. Elmer Jones Road. Go to the end of the road, and there was Elmer's house right there. It was, after Katrina, it was, flooded out and all that. They had like 10 foot of water there or something, 8 foot of water.
Yeah.
And they used to have a rodeo arena there.
Grand Batour was the name of that street.
Grand
I was trying to
Batour,
think.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was Barataria or something.
Yeah. Grand Batour.
So anyway, Elmer Jones had like a rodeo outfit there at one time. He had a lot of steel fence,
Yeah.
and I forget his name, man. It's not Ed Stark. It's
Bill.
Bill Stark.
Bill Stark's the one that owned that little store right there where you come off Highway 90, when you come off
Okay,
Highway
it's not
90.
Bill. It's not Bill. Then it's not
Okay.
him. This guy was a welder, and it's related to Ed Stark. Remember Ed Stark?
Well,
He lived
I had a
across the
couple.
bayou from Charles English.
I had
Big
a
old
couple.
house.
I had a couple of Storks that worked with me as well. It could have been their daddy, Neil Stork and Lonnie Stork. They were
Neil
brothers.
Stark. That's it. Neil
Neil
Stark.
Stark.
I want to
Yeah.
say. Me and
His
him,
son, his son worked for me as a pipe welder. He was a damn good one too. I mean, he was real good. He was excellent.
he had a couple of cutting rigs,
Mhm.
torches, and we cut up all that fence, and we cut it 4 foot pieces, and in fact, you can have because you had your posts and you had your rail, okay,
Yeah.
stiles and rails, and we would cut 4 foot, and then this part here 4 foot. It didn't matter if it was welded together at a 90-degree angle. You could have the top rail and the post. It couldn't be more than 4 foot of each one. Okay, you had 8 foot total,
Sure.
but each one 4 foot, and then we had the center rail and the bottom rail. So those were cut 4 foot on each side. We just like that, and then cut the post at ground level.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing but love. What's up, mon ami? 25 cents a pound for dirty aluminum right now.
Oh,
That's not much.
no.
Nah.
Oh, wait a minute. No. That is a good price. Because I think over here at the Can Man, they the cheapest anywhere. They screwing people. It's like 8 cents. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
everybody goes straight to Crowley. They pass up Can Man and they head on 13 straight to Crowley. All right, Kyle, take it easy, Mona Me.
Later,
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 Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, but you know, heck, man, every little bit helps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Yep.
8 cents when you can get a quarter. And
That's what
and
I'm.
even the
No,
only
no,
thing they
no. I'm
reasonable
saying
on is their cans.
a quarter ain't bad. You know, I mean, what do you say? A quarter a pound?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 pounds. You're looking at a dollar. That can add. I mean, if you get a substantial amount, that could turn into something worth doing for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched a documentary one time. There was a black guy in New York City that started by picking up cans off the streets and everything. And that guy, make a long story short, he actually turned that into like a multi-million-dollar business and owned 18 wheelers hauling off. I mean, he started on foot doing this and eventually turned it into a full blown business. It's like I watched
Mega
that
business.
years ago. Yeah, the guy was obviously smart and he knew how to build a business and
Right.
that's all. It showed them 18 where they're just full of all this aluminum and it wasn't just cans. It was all kind of stuff. I don't know where he got it all, but he turned it into a multi-million-dollar enterprise.
That works, man. Well, when you got a dream,
Yeah,
you don't want to be on foot no more.
that's it.
Randy said, I say beer cans, so man, it adds up. Yeah. I've got when I used to drink beer, uh, I was buying in the cans. And I saved, the cans. I didn't crush them or anything. I should have, but
I was gonna say I used to crush them and save them years ago.
I've got with Coke cans, that people were, bringing, because I had people bringing beer cans and Coke cans over here, you
Yeah,
know, and because they didn't save them, and I never was the one like, you know, like go to the can man once a week, to get
yeah,
like what have you. I just save and save and save. Now, I got 14, I think, 55-gallon trash bags. The
yeah,
big barrel bags
yeah.
that fit in a 55-gallon drum. I've got
The,
14 of those that are full.
yeah. I used to
Just
do that with my
save like 2 years, I guess. 2 years of saving.
when my boys were young. I kind of got them into that, and I had a beer can crusher. Just flatten it out, and they would save all these cans. And every now and then we'd take a trip down there, right there on Highway 90 in Pascagoula. There was like two 18-wheeler trailers right there, and you go into that parking lot. It was like an empty parking lot where
Yeah.
something else used to
Hmm.
be there, and you could sell it right there, but they did all the work, and I let them take the money and split it, and then I'd take them to
Hmm.
Walmart so they could spend it. It was a way for them to make some extra money.
Yeah.
I'd tell you
Right.
something else I did with them one time. We had a big oak tree in the backyard, and my neighbor come over. He had one of these extension poles with a saw on it, and he was cutting all this mistletoe down for us out of that oak tree. And my wife made up some little bags or something with mistletoe, and she would take them to Walmart parking lot, and they would sell mistletoe at Christmas time, and make money
I'll
that
be right back.
way. They sold the fire out of that stuff, man. Wasn't nothing but a blight on an oak tree that turned into money. People wanted mistletoe. Well, you're gonna find it, the real stuff, that time of year. Just a way to kind of teach them how to earn and make money, any way you can.
Yep. Especially these days.
Hmm. It helped the tree too. That stuff would take over an oak tree.
Oh man.
Yeah, buddy. I'm glad that storm did not come in here. Speaking of that, how bad the weather get there in Atlanta, Randy, or south of Atlanta where you were at? You're in here tonight, so obviously you didn't knock the power out.
I-40 going through as you're coming out of Tennessee. Part of the road got washed out. I think going through the gorge there, part of the road got washed out. So yeah, that's going to be closed down for quite a while.
Yeah. I was reading Randy's comment. When I was a kid, I would sell camel toe at Walmart. My sister still hasn't forgiven me.
Oh, Randy.
With mistletoe, it was camel toe.
Damn.
Yeah. Did you
When
hear
I
me,
was a
Randy?
kid, I
What
would
kind
sell
of weather
camel
y'all
toe
get
at
last
Walmart.
night? He probably slept through all of it.
My
Or
sister
did y'all
still
or
hadn't
did y'all
forgiven
cancel
me.
work this morning? He ain't gonna answer me.
That storm last night wasn't nothing. They don't know what it's like down south. You talking about the hurricane? Well, no. Well, I mean, Georgia. What?
Yeah, he's just close to
I don't
Atlanta
even
there
think
somewhere.
Atlanta did. I mean, south. I mean, it was in South Carolina this morning. It was still a tropical storm. It was it was a huge storm and powerful storm. It went in with 140-mile-an-hour winds, and it was traveling fast.
Yeah,
Like
real
25
fast.
miles an hour.
That's
So
what helped too, man. Get in and
yeah,
out,
oh
you know.
yeah, in and out, right.
Man, I was sitting there watching Ron Hall
Florida got
last night.
tore up, man. Dang.
Ron Hall went live for.
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard.
when I left. He had already started a new feed because after 12 hours, you got to
Right,
start a new
right.
feed.
I
So
was
he's
there.
yeah, and I watched that and watched that. But man, tornado warning after tornado warning, like around Atlanta, or I'm sorry, in Georgia and South Carolina, even Virginia, they
Hmm.
were getting tornado warnings. Is that up? I don't know. All them feeder bands going up north, and
Oh
to the
yeah,
east. I'm
up
like,
in
damn,
Richmond, Virginia, they had
some
the bands, the outer bands of the storm up there in Richmond, Virginia
yeah,
last night.
somebody
Missy woke me up when she got home from bingo,
yeah,
and it was about I forget what time she got home, 9:30 or something. I don't know. Anyway, I had got up afterwards because I heard her say she got me some ice cream. So I got up and to take a leak, and she was still up. So I said, "Well, I'm gonna give me some of that ice cream."
yeah,
If I wasn't dreaming, but I wasn't dreaming. I opened the freezer; it was there. So I was eating that, and while I was eating it, I was watching Ryan Hall. This was about I don't know 10:30, 11 or something
yeah.
last night, and he was into the stream about let me see. Anyway, I remember him saying he had to do part two.
Yeah, I started watching when he was about 10 hours in. So I watched them 2 hours, then I probably watched another hour and a half after he.
Yeah, but I was watching him for about an hour, and then I went back to
Yeah,
bed. Then I
yeah.
got up at four
I tell you
o'clock, went
what,
back to bed.
for a YouTube based weather guy, weather channel, that's the best out there because he's got all
Oh yeah,
these
oh yeah,
storm chasers on the ground and they got all these video cameras set up. And I like watching him. I mean,
yeah.
if you're not going to watch the real news on TV, then I'd recommend him as far as.
Ryan Hall doesn't clickbait with thumbnails
No.
saying hurricane category 4 storm in the Gulf.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
category 4 Helena, but it
Yeah.
wasn't Helena, it was Helene. But I
Helene,
just
yeah.
say Helen. But anyway, category 4 Helen in the Gulf, and it wasn't in the Gulf, and he's talking about it could become a category 4.
Yeah.
Right before it hits, and finally gets in the Gulf, and then all that.
Yeah, he
Well,
don't.
no, I mean you backtracking like that. No, don't
Yeah.
don't put a picture of the hurricane and at
Yeah.
the Louisiana coast and saying uh, category 4 Helen because it didn't even go to Louisiana. you know, and
Right.
I forget that guy's. His name's Mark something.
You talking about a different channel?
Oh yeah, a YouTube weather guy.
Weatherman
Mark
Plus.
something. No, Mark. It's Mark. The name of the channel, Mark, and it's got like a
Oh,
German name,
okay.
Hugelberg,
Yeah,
Nordenberg, or something
some of
like
them
that.
guys, man, they sensationalize all that stuff
Oh
with their
yeah, it's all
thumbnails, and
drama to get
I get
views.
I get so sick of seeing that. I watch Weatherman Plus and I watch Ron Hall more than any of them, you know. But some Weatherman Plus, he makes a couple of videos a day. Is one reason I watch him more, because he does more content. But Ron Hall, when it gets bad, he's there. You know, he'll start these
Oh
live
yeah.
feeds. I've got that
Now,
app on my
if
phone,
I
the
ain't
same one
mistaken,
he uses.
Weatherman Plus got some clickbait too. I
He
think.
does. He uses a little clickbait, and I get kind of
I'm gonna
tired of
find
that,
out
you
right
know.
now.
Yeah, but Ron Hall uses that app Omega, and they got it for a phone. I got it. I had to pay for it, I think $9.99, but that's it. It's not a monthly fee on it or anything. But I use the same one on my phone as he uses on YouTube. Of course, he's got the desktop version, you know, the big one. But yeah, I don't watch weather much unless we got something, a potential threat to us, you know. I'll go to WOX, our local news app, sometime just to see what the week is showing. Rain, no rain, how cool the temperature is going to be. I'll do that. I cooked during the storm. I made a short on my channel. Did you? Is it already out? I hadn't been on YouTube much. We went to Walmart earlier, went out to eat earlier, and got home. I took a nap. I woke up. I seen you live. I seen your invite come through while we was at the restaurant. Man, I was full as a tick. I got
It
in
is
here and I
Weatherman
just
Plus.
Weatherman.
Weatherman Plus.
Yeah,
Helen update and next two storms coming is very capitalized, stressed,
yeah,
concerning. And he's showing the next two storms. He's showing two storms in the Gulf, and one is at the Louisiana coast.
yeah,
Okay. And no, I don't like that guy. I don't care for him.
yeah. He sometime I'll listen to him and he's slurring like he's drunk. You know, like, is this guy drunk?
Yeah,
You know, but then
he's not a meteorologist.
but at the end of his feeds, he reads a scripture and says a prayer. I said, well, maybe he ain't drunk, but boy, he sure does sound like it.
He's a drunk preacher.
A drunk. We got two more storms aiming
Just
at us,
kidding.
Russ. You need to keep an eye out. Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like I said earlier, though, if we keep these cool fronts pushing in, it ain't gonna be bad if it does come in. But you know how it is this time of year. It could be kind of cool right now, and next week it could be back in the 90s. You know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, I looked at the satellite images this morning of on my Beaumont weather page, the Golden
Yeah.
Triangle weather page, and I looked at the which one the air mass, and that dry air is all in the Gulf. You can see where that cold front come down,
Yeah.
and we were cool this morning. I mean,
Yeah, buddy. We're
it
gonna be
was
cool
like
for the
60 degrees, man. I was like, or
yeah.
58 or something. Like, dang.
We're gonna be cool for the next few days. I know.
Yeah. And the high got 76 today, I think, if that.
The sky is just as blue as they could be. It's 77 outside right now. Let's see what it's going down to tonight. It's going down to 65 tonight into the morning. 65. This is the next few days. 65, 65, 68, and then the low 70 for next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's going to be, and then back down to 69 and 67 next weekend. So that's going to be another cool front. That's the reason I ain't too worried about. I ain't too
You need
worried
to
about these
refresh
storms.
to refresh your weather thing on your phone because it's 68, 69. I'm showing degrees
Well,
right
that's
now.
that. You don't live in Biloxi though.
Yeah, well, I'm not in a big city. That's true. The concrete jungle that
This is
holds the heat.
all right. It
That
just
holds the
refreshed
heat.
itself. It's 77 and feels like 77, which means no humidity.
Yeah, you're in a concrete jungle. I'm not.
But by the time I wake up tomorrow, well, not me. I'll sleep to 9 o'clock. But it'll be 65 degrees the low. Yeah, 69.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. A lot of people's favorite number.
Yeah. No, but even at 88 today,
Hi, Randy.
that was a hotter day,
It's
88,
dead time.
and it didn't feel bad at all, man. No humidity. That's what kills me. Is that
Right. No, yeah. Like I
freaking
said, yeah. Y'all got warm. We didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw I checked the well,
Later,
on my
Randy.
weather page. I clicked on the hurricane part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be dog. Guess who's in town? What's
What's
up,
up, guys?
Johnny?
What's up, Chef Johnny? What's going on?
Hey.
How the heck? Hey, Russ, how are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good. Long time no see.
It has been a while, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the live stream, Chef John.
Hey, good to be in here. I just was been a crazy day, and we finally sat down, and Libby went and picked up some poor boys for us, and we had little barbecue sandwiches, and I was sitting on my butt here in my easy chair, and so I was checking my emails, and I said, "Looky there, Boo sent me an invitation," so I jumped on it real quick. Thought I'd see who all was on here with you.
All right.
Yeah. Me and Boo are neighbors, Louisiana,
Oh,
Mississippi.
really?
Well, Louisiana, Mississippi. So
Oh, well, you're state neighbors. There you go.
we're
get that.
state neighbors. Yeah.
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 There's Lance. What's up, Sleeper Barbecue?
What's up, Lance?
Isn't Biloxi the southern part of Mississippi, like off of
Yeah.
10?
Coastal
we're-
town. Yeah.
We're right here off the beach. I'm not. I'm close to I-10, but the beach is probably a 10-minute drive for me if I go due south.
I came through there the other night.
I got
Down
a buddy that lives over there close to you now, Russ.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even know that bum had left San Antonio. I'm getting up out of my chair, and I called him the other day, and I'm like, "Where are you at?" He goes, "Biloxi." Like, what the heck are you doing in Biloxi? And what happened was he went over to see one of his grandkids graduate or something. And coming back, he stopped there. He's retired military. He was an MP in the Air Force. And he stopped there at that base, I guess, to spend the night or whatever. Well, with the privileges they got where they have places to stay on base. And he went to a casino there.
Okay.
And he got to talking to the head chef there, and Pappy's a chef, and they offered him a job. He come home, told his wife, "Honey, we're moving to Biloxi. I got a job."
That's
said,
awesome.
"You didn't ask Carla first?" He goes, "Well, I figured it's better ask her for forgiveness and permission." So he packed his wife up. They didn't sell their place here in San Antonio. They still have it because they have kids here too. So he's living in Biloxi, cooking at some casino there, evidently out of it just a little bit. And is there a military base right there by y'all, Russ, I guess?
There is.
Yeah.
It's called Keesler Air Force Base.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's where the hurricane hunters fly out of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They fly right out of Keesler.
So that's where he was, I guess, staying, and he went over there and got to visiting with them. And now he told me, I talked to him, it's probably been a month now, but he was running their buffet kitchen, and training their new people coming in for line cooks and stuff like that.
Awesome. Do you know which casino it is, or?
I do not. I cannot remember. He told us, my wife and I forgot where we were driving to, and we were got him on the phone and was visiting with him, and he told us, but I do not remember the name of it.
Okay. Yeah, we got quite a few of them up and down this Biloxi strip. Biloxi, Gulfport, Long Beach, all through there, even further. I think even Bay St. Louis has got some casinos.
Yeah, and he is a heck of a cook, buddy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, he can cook that. He had a soul food restaurant here in San Antonio, Pappy's Country Kitchen. In fact, my old intros and stuff, if you go back and look at those, Russ, the ones I had early on, he's the black guy, the little short black guy that was in the intro with me on some of the cooking stuff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, we
Okay.
did a lot of cooking together. Pappy G, and he's a heck of a cook.
Heck yeah.
My wife just told me, he said his boy's name is Mr. Gary, all one word. And brought it up. I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He said, "Well, when I was young, I had read where, people do better and have this and that if they are called Mister." So he figured I'd just have everybody call my kid Mister. So his first name is Mr. Gary. I was like, he said he told his mama that, and his mama was like, "I ain't calling that boy Mr. Gary." So yeah, that's one of his older kids. I never have met him. I know his younger ones, but I never have met that. He's one of Pappy's older boys. I never got to meet from his first wife.
Yeah.
But good cook, super good guy. We used to cater together, and I would go work for him, and he would come work for me, and I'd cook at the restaurant for him sometimes, and do that. And they'd always give me a hard time because one summer I was cooking at a Mexican restaurant in the afternoon, and I was cooking in the soul food restaurant in the evening. And I said, "Well, both kitchens, I'm the only white guy, but I can talk to everybody in Pappy's kitchen."
Was he like it down here?
Yeah, he said they were really liking it. They had just got moved in when I called him.
Okay.
And so I guess sometime early summer they moved.
Okay.
And of course, I don't know if he had ever been stationed there or if it was just the fact that it was a place for him to stay on his way back from Florida coming back home.
Right.
And Carla wasn't with him, so his wife wasn't with him. He was by himself. Otherwise,
Gotcha.
he never would have taken that job.
Well, it worked out pretty good for him. Yeah, it's not. This
she
not.
was
I like
she
Biloxi. I always have. Which I was born and raised in Pascagoula, and Biloxi is west of where I was raised. Not far. I mean, it's not far at all. Maybe 30-minute drive. But
That's Pascagoula. That's the home of the crazy Mississippi squirrel, according
yeah,
to Ray
it
Stevens,
sure
right?
is. Yeah, that's a Navy
At that
town.
time, before Katrina, me and Russ were neighbors in Pascagoula.
Yeah.
Now, see, my aunt, I have an aunt. It's I got two aunts still alive. They're both in their 90s, but my aunt Doris, who was my daddy's brother's wife, she is from Biloxi, born and
Okay.
raised in Biloxi,
All right.
and she lives here though, and not far from us now, down here south of San Antonio. But she's 90 something years old, and buddy, you want to see a seafood cook? That lady, I need to do her crab stew recipe on the channel. Back when I had a blog, it's still on my old blog is still there. I still got it. That something press was the name of that, where people do blog deals,
Yeah.
WordPress. There you go, Libby said it. And I still got the recipe and pictures of it from up there. And she came over here and she gave me her recipe, and I was doing it. And I was in there trying to do the roux, and she kept telling me I was doing it wrong. And finally, she just She wouldn't want to do it herself, though, right? Finally, she pushed me out of the way. She says, just move over and let me make that roux.
There's only one way to do a roux. I mean, the right way, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Half
And I'll tell
oil,
you,
half flour.
she'd do a roux.
You know?
Yeah. And boo, that roux would look like a brand new penny when she got through with it. It was just the prettiest copper colored roux you ever seen in your
Okay.
life.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Let me know if you make that video, man. I've got a stack of books. I say a stack. I think there's two of them. And I mean, I was born and raised here, and I know what all kind of recipes we do down here and all that. But I had to buy them because the name of it's called Old Biloxi Recipes. You know, it's recipes that came from various restaurants throughout the years that's not even open anymore. You know,
Right.
for whatever reason, when the casinos come in here, that pretty much wiped out all the mom and pop restaurants and things.
Right.
But a lot of them recipes have been shared from ages ago, you know, and I bought those books. But that crab stew sounds good. I'd like to try that.
It was really good shit. Well, now you got to keep a crab. It's got to be pretty big to keep it. I forgot what the diameter's got to be, but back then you could keep a crab that was about 3 inches across. It wasn't a great big crab.
Yeah, here in Mississippi, they got to be 5 inches from outer point to outer point. It changes depending on what state you're in. You know,
I think
Down
that's
here
Texas,
in
that's what it
Louisiana,
is.
5 inches from point to point. Recreation with a string and net. With a piece of chicken on the end of the string or a piece of beef melt.
Yeah.
And a net. And it's no size. But a lot of people don't keep a small crab anyway because it's too much trouble.
yeah, ain't much
Too
meat in
small
it.
of a crab. And now
Yeah.
a crab with the berry in them, under her, the eggs.
Yeah.
If she's got a berry on the outside, no,
Yeah.
here. Not in
Can't keep-
Louisiana. Mississippi they
Same way
can,
you
but not
gotta throw 'em
Louisiana.
back.
No, you can't in this
Yeah.
state either. If they're holding eggs, you can't keep them. You
Right.
can keep
They used to. Back
You
when
can
I was
keep-
there, you could.
You can't now. If you
Okay,
if you can
good.
you can keep females. A lot of states you can't keep females, but in this state you can, as long as they're not holding eggs. You know?
Right.
Same way here. Same way
Yeah.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that character right there, Johnny?
Well, you're pointing at me in that one, so
No, right here. No, down here. I'm on the edge of it.
Oh,
And-
yes, I can barbecue. He lives in
Yeah.
San Antonio.
Yeah, he's in San Antonio.
is he?
That's Simon. Yes, I can barbecue. He's the advocate for handicapped people, because he's in a wheelchair, and that hence the title. Yes, I can barbecue. Yeah.
Okay. No,
Oh, I thought
He
you knew
far
him.
from me
Okay.
then, because I'm 25 miles out of San Antonio, so
Okay.
he's not far from me.
Not at all.
And in Texas, buddy, 25 miles ain't far at all.
Right. Yeah.
I bet
it's,
not. Yeah.
800 and something, 800 miles across on I-10.
Makes you
Yeah.
wonder about the 1800s. They crossed Texas on horses, man. I bet that took a minute or two, didn't it?
Don't you know that?
Mhm.
Don't you know that? Well, I tell you what, we went up and we drove up to Yellowstone a few years ago, and we went through up Raton Pass in New Mexico and headed west in Colorado and went into Utah. And we drove from Moab, Utah to Salt Lake, and we went through some of the most desolate, godforsaken country. And I was like, could you imagine riding up on this stuff in a horse and going, yeah, we're going to ride across that right there.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Unreal.
That's like
Unreal,
you think about people in your history books like Lewis and Clark that had to kind of map out everything from the East Coast to or from, like the Mississippi River west. It's like, holy crap, they had a job ahead of them, with all the wild Indians and all that Indians. But just the terrain alone, man, can't even imagine.
Well, on the piece of property we live on is called Wallace Hill.
Mhm.
And there was a stage stop here years ago. But anyways, it's called Wallace Hill because if you study Texas history, and y'all may have seen him in movies and stuff, right? Bigfoot Wallace. He had a fight on this hill with a bunch of Comanche Indians, and so ever since that, they've called this place Wallace Hill. And
Okay.
that's where we live. But he was in what was that? There was a Dead Man Walking, where it was kind of a after Lonesome Dove, and it was when they were young, and evidently they were on the Mirror expedition where they were heading to Santa Fe, and they got caught by the Mexicans and taken down to Mexico. And in that movie, Bigfoot Wallace dies down there in Mexico, but in real life, he lived through that. And what they did was they made some of them draw beans out of a jar, and a white bean you lived, and a black bean you got killed.
Huh.
Well, he pulled a white bean out, and there was some old guy throwing a fit and walling and wailing, and couldn't take it. And so Wallace, as the story goes, he handed him his white bean and drew again and drew another white one out. And he made it. He died here not far from our house. And but in that movie, he dies down in Mexico, and it always really aggravated me. That
what's the name of that movie?
I want to say Dead Man Walking is the name of it.
Dead Man
but
Walking.
It's Gus and Woodrow when they were young Texas Rangers.
Okay.
Now there's another movie called Dead Man Walking. That's Sean Penn's in it, and what's that woman's name?
Who's the guy that wrote Lonesome Dove?
Okay, it was made here in Louisiana. It's about Angola.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the prison, Angola prison.
Yeah,
and an inmate there on death row, and it's this woman played Sarah. No, maybe not. She played a nun.
That wrote it. Look and see.
Anyway, I was just letting you know that, Russ. There's another movie called that. So
okay.
If
Yeah,
you
I'd
look
like
it
to
up,
watch it.
they did a few of those spin-offs of that. McMurtry. Yeah, Larry McMurtry wrote them all. And he after Lonesome Dove, he came out and they did this one. And then they did, a couple more Lonesome Doves. They did, I think, one or two while they were still up north. And then when Woodrow came back to Texas in his old age, in fact, James Garner played Woodrow in the one down here.
Oh, wow. That has been a few years back.
Okay.
And so, and in the one that followed up, the one where they were still up north was Angelina Jolie's daddy played Woodrow.
Ah, okay.
I can't think. What's his name, Lim?
John Voight.
John Voight. There you go.
Yeah, he played Lonesome Dove too. The return. The return to.
Lonesome Dove or something like that.
Yeah. It was when Ricky Schroeder, Newt. It was when John Voight went back up there. Yeah, when John Voight returned to Lonesome Dove. And on the way, they was going to stop by Gus's ex-girlfriend's house and buy some horses, or do some buy some horses, because of the horses that they herded up in Texas, and they were going to breed them with the thoroughbreds. She has quarter horse and thoroughbreds, and they were going to make good horses. For either racing or cutting, working cattle or what have you.
Cattle horses. So. Yeah, that was a good. Well, and they remember there was a big fire, and they ended up moving her and all her people up there with her.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd have to watch all that again. That's been years.
They changed the characters in it. Not the characters. They changed the people that portrayed it. Like Tommy Lee Jones, they swapped him out for John Voight.
John Voight did that,
and then it wasn't that Houston girl.
Right. Yeah.
And
Angelica Houston was it. There was
Angelica.
somebody
Yeah, I was
else.
gonna say Angelina because of
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Well, yeah, Angelica Houston. It was some woman that I never seen in a movie or anything before.
But
How you doing, Mike Hodge?
Hey, Mike.
that was a good.
And
was
let's
a good,
see.
some good shows and everything. But anyways, that's how this place got its name, where we live at.
That's pretty awesome.
And it
And
had
it's
to
for
do
sale.
with
Yeah, Libby's over there going, and it's for sale.
and it's for sale.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't find that movie on Amazon or something.
Oh yeah, it's out there.
You said James Gardner was in it.
Yep. He
Okay,
played
I can probably
that one
find
was called
it.
Streets of Laredo. That's
Okay,
what they called that one, but it was Woodrow when he's an old man.
okay, I can probably find it just by googling his movies.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Because it's going to be one of the latter movies he did.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Yeah, we watched him.
Yeah, because
years back.
I didn't know he made that one. I never
Yep.
heard of him making that one. I think the last one I seen him in was one of the Maverick movies. The newer
Yeah.
Maverick movies.
Yep.
Yeah, man, long time ago.
But James Garner, he was a good Western actor all the way around. Then he did the Rockford Files, which he was good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong's Adventures. What's up, man? How you doing? What's up? You're not over there with Papa Texas, are you, Billy? That's Billy Strong. Strong's Adventures. Him and Papa Texas and thicker than peanut butter and jelly.
I ain't heard nothing from Papa Texas in a while.
He
He
sent me
commented
an
on one
email
of my
not long
videos,
ago. I was gonna send him a link. I didn't know if Johnny was gonna be here tonight or not. I didn't know his schedule on Fridays. But anyway, I was gonna send Papa Texas a link to join us. You know, I didn't know if Chef Johnny could have been here tonight or not. I didn't go live last night.
Yeah. What was you saying, Johnny?
Oh heck, I don't know now.
About Papa Texas.
Oh, he commented on one of my videos the other day.
Oh, did he? Okay. He used to comment on mine just about every video, then I just quit hearing from him. So I guess he
We
lost
saw him in
interest.
February. He goes to Uncle Steve has that little get together at the cook off for the Houston Rodeo.
In Houston every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we saw him there both the last 2 years.
Okay.
He's been there the last two.
I barely missed him a couple of years ago, probably about 3 years ago. He come through and went to Booger US 500's house, and we were there like the following day, and he had done less. So I missed probably my only opportunity to meet him. You know.
Well,
But,
I haven't thought about her in a while. I haven't Booger.
I hadn't seen Booger in a while.
Yeah, she still makes videos. I see them pop up in my feed every now and then.
Billy said, no, we hadn't done anything in a while, but Papa Texas is getting kind of busy. So
Yeah.
we were going to do a 3-way collaboration. Me, Billy, Strong Adventures, and Papa Texas down here a while back. But then the Hong Kong Phooey hit.
Yeah.
So that kind of messed that up with that crawfish ball Papa Texas was going to come down here for. And Billy.
Where you at, Johnny? You in your shed?
Yeah, I'm out in my man cave. I'm trying to find the cable to plug my dadgum phone in with.
Oh, okay.
I'm leaning over here. But yeah, my man cave is this was the original barn in this place. Let's see, I can kind of. So
Okay.
it's got the original rafters, and we took the tin off one of the old barns and put on the inside of the roof up high.
Yeah.
I collect Coleman lanterns, so I hang them up in here. And
See that?
but this is my man cave, and we had cleared it out. My son was living in here for a while, so Libby and I have been out here trying to put it back together.
Yeah.
When he moved down to Corpus, and we just been out here getting it where we can sit out here and watch TV again. And my
Yeah.
pool table's back there, and
Okay.
TV's
Wow.
up there. But
Nice.
this is where I said if I was going to get sent to the doghouse, it was going to be a nice one.
There you go. That's right.
Uh,
I said, didn't Lance go to this last
no,
Houston Rodeo and Livestock Show?
he didn't
Lance
go.
didn't go.
He
I
he
thought, okay.
no, he didn't go. He'd
I know.
talked about maybe going, but he didn't go.
Okay, I know. Yes, Simon went.
I should go
Uh,
because it's only about a 7 hour, 6 hour, 6.5 hour drive for me from here to
something
Houston.
like that. Yeah.
That's about
Wait.
three and a half for us, Lynn. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far
Yeah,
from me. Because I'm at the Louisiana. I'm at the on I-10. Once I'm on I-10 in Crowley, that's exit 79. So I'm 79 miles. I would be if I was heading to Texas. I'd be 79 miles from the Texas line.
Oh yeah, you're real close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
You can go through Orange, Texas, then next stop is
Orange and
Bone
Winnie and go through across the Trinity River,
yeah. It don't take
and
long.
I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
there.
That's right.
Do we have a phone charger out here, Lynn? But no, it's a good time. We Libby and I gone the last 3 years now. Lynn, we've gone. Yeah, we've gone the last 3 years.
Billy
And
goes
it's a
every
good
year.
time.
I mean,
Y'all
not
dri-
Billy. Not
Do y'all
Randy
drive there?
goes every year.
Do y'all
Yeah, we
drive
drive.
there?
Libby and I-
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive. We'll drive over there, and we've been on last 2 years. We've gone on Saturday night. I won't say the first year. No, either the first year we went Friday night, and the last two we've been Saturday, or vice versa, something like that. But I can't.
Okay.
I've slept in since then. I can't remember.
Did you change your channel name?
Well, I added Chef Johnny to it.
Okay, I know it used to
So
be Texas style barbecue and cuisine.
Yeah.
Did you
now
leave
it's
the?
Chef Johnny's Texas style barbecue and cuisine.
Okay, I didn't even realize it. All right, I'm just sitting there reading it
Yeah.
off this screen.
Papa
I
might
did
make an
that, and
appearance.
one
I just
reason why
thought
was
so. I'm good.
because of lives and stuff, Russ. I'd go get in a live, and people would be going, "Hey, Chef Johnny's here," and everybody'd be saying hi to Chef Johnny, and nobody knew who in the heck Chef Johnny was when they looked at all the names.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? And I market a lot of stuff with my name. And when I got that Ultimate Beef Loving Texan Award, I tried to push that Chef Johnny on that, working with the Beef Council for the last year. So I'm just trying to get Chef Johnny into a lot of stuff. And I thought that was a smart move for me.
It was. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Who
Made my
was here
name real long
earlier?
now on YouTube, but all my other social medias are still just Texas style cuisine. But
Okay.
I hadn't changed it on those. The only thing I changed it on was YouTube.
YouTube itself. Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you still have your seasoning? You still selling it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, not really.
I forget
Will
who it
I'll
was
send
earlier
some
that
out to people. I need
somebody
to get
said
what I need to
they
do.
out of your seasoning and they wanting more. I said, I forget who it was that said that. There was somebody in the comments here earlier. There he is. What's up, Papa Texas?
Papa Texas in the house.
Hey, it's Papa. Papa Texas.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, first time I ran into him was quite a while back. Boy, I can't. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
of
course
I've
I
been
brought-
knowing of Papa Texas for about as long as I've been on YouTube, probably
Me too.
close to it.
Yeah. Russ is one of the olders that the older ones that that I would say older channels, not older people. But that
Oh, I'm old. I'm probably
watching.
way older than you too. How old are you, Chef?
62.
Oh, we ain't that far apart. I'm 65.
Yeah.
I'm 60. I'm the
So,
baby of the bunch. Oh no, Raising Cajun is the baby of the bunch.
Uh-huh.
we
It was
I I'd watch
Frosty the
and
Iceman mentioned that.
Russ was one I can say got me a whole bunch of viewers early on. He used one of my recipes on his channel,
Yep.
a salsa.
Salsa Kamada.
I was teaching kids how to make that salsa this week, Russ, and I told them that story.
I still make that every now and then. I did a video a couple years ago over at Derek's, and I did some steak quesadillas, I think they were. And anyway, I made some of that just to dip that into, the quesadillas.
Sauce.
Yeah,
So
it's good stuff.
I left the school I was at for so long, and I came out here to my hometown and kind of started a program here. And then I was out here for 5 years, and Libby and I decided to go back into San Antonio. We weren't happy with the things going on at the school, so we went back, and I got my old job in my old kitchen. And so there's people there that remember. See, I developed that recipe with one of my students in my kitchen there at McCullum. And so that recipe is close to 20 years old.
Wow. It's good stuff. I know that.
Alvaro's younger than my son, and my son graduated in 09. So it's it's 14 years old, I guess.
Okay.
No, our that salsa kamada.
Yeah, salsa Kamada. That I made that following your recipe exactly. And what I like about it, I was talking about this on live not too long ago. I'm talking about like weeks ago, and I know what it was. We were talking about how you take like hatch green chilies and you char them up, then you steam, put them in a bag, and then pull all that charred stuff off of them. And I was talking about that salsa Kamada. I said on that recipe you leave that charred skin on it. That's what helps give it that flavor, And
Right.
man, it's good,
I love it. Yeah. So I can't remember who I was. Anyways, I was telling the kids, and then some of what they did was when I was demoing because the kids are learning salsas right now. They did their knife skills.
Mm-hmm.
So they were learning how to use a knife and cutting stuff up, and we did all that. And then I go into salsa, and we let them have a little salsa contest. So I was teaching them different cooking techniques. So we did what I call a semi-fresh, and it's most of the recipes we did this week are on my channel. But we'd go in there. I said, "Here's how you do one that's a canned tomatoes with fresh, onions and peppers, and here's one where we roasted everything, the salsa kamada, and then we did dried peppers one, and then today we came back and did a roasted one, but we scraped off most of the black of it, and we talked about that. But anyways, yeah, your name came up, and I was like, when I had a break, because all the kids get excited when they find out I got a fairly big YouTube following, and so I've been telling that story all week long to different class. I have 3 classes, so all 3 of the classes got to hear about smoky ribs using my recipe. That was one.
That's awesome.
My other big highlight was when I was a little channel was those guys had just started that hot seat, right? And they were doing it.
Yeah.
And Greg from Ballistic Barbecue was on there.
I remember that.
And they asked Greg, big channel, a little channel you watch, and somebody that ought to be bigger than they are. And Greg says, "Well, that'd be Chef Johnny on Texas Style Cuisine." And I was like, he said my name.
I can remember Greg saying that you were like the epitome of a cowboy you would see like in a wagon train back in the old westerns. I remember that like yesterday.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet him face to face.
Yeah, me too. Finally, I got to meet him in 2020.
Wonderful pleasure. Just such a nice person.
Oh yeah, he is. Me and Greg go all the way back to when I first started. He started before I did on YouTube, and he was one of the first channels I ran across. And it wasn't long after I started my channel. I don't know how we swapped phone numbers, but we started having phone conversations, and we still do to this day. Not that often, maybe once every 2 or 3 months he'll call me or I'll call him, you know.
Yeah,
But
kind of the same here. Yeah.
yeah. But
I just had
I got
somebody
a,
asked me what I thought about Cowboy Kent. Cowboy Kent is a really nice guy,
yeah,
and he's legit, guys. I mean, he knows cowboy cooking.
yeah,
Um, some of his techniques and mine with Dutch oven stuff is a little different. Uh, but no, he's legit. I've had a chance to meet him. In fact, I have got a video I posted up where I was at his booth at a rodeo we were at, and they were there selling, their rubs and cookbooks and stuff. Him and Shan, and
yeah.
he gave me a big old hug and was like, "Hey, y'all need to watch this guy. He's my good friend, Chef Johnny." And
That's awesome.
I got that in a video
Yeah.
somewhere where Cowboy Kent
I tell
says
you
that.
what, boy, he sure has done well on YouTube, ain't he?
Boy, let me
Man,
tell you,
he's huge.
I haven't looked at his numbers. I've watched some of his videos, but I never went back and see where he's at now. But I don't know. He's probably 2, 3, 4 million now. I would
Oh
think.
yeah, gotta be. He's way up there. I seen him not long ago on a cook on a TV show, some sort of barbecue. Oh, he was on that. It was on Netflix. I didn't watch all of it yet. I'm going to go back and see it. But he's one of the characters, or not characters. He's one of the contestants on this reality barbecue show on Netflix. I'll
Now
have to
he
go.
he was on that. He did a barbecue type cook off deal. I want to
Bobby
say
Flay or something.
second place maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't remember which one it was, but he was on. He might have been one of the same ones my buddy Ernest Cervantes was on. And
Okay.
this was quite a few years ago, and that really helped, kick him off. Ernest won that, and that really did turn Ernest's life around a lot. He was a CIA trained cook and was the head cook at one of these colleges here right outside of San Antonio, in a little town called Seguin at Texas Lutheran College.
Mm-hmm.
And that $50,000 in the notoriety and that really changed a lot for Ernest. He does some stuff for Swift now, and then he's got his own place there in Seguin called the Burnt Bean.
Yeah, that was
And,
life changing.
yeah, he's and I want to say in that one, that might have been the one that Kent got second place in right behind him, maybe, or something. You forget exactly how that goes after a while, but
Yeah, this one I'm talking about was just recently. This is I'd have to go back and find it, but it's a barbecue cook-off, and it's how they do that on Netflix.
yeah.
Actually, I think it is actually on a major network, and then it gets taken over.
Right.
But I'm not sure. But yeah, but I seen
I
him in
had
there.
that.
Go
What was
ahead.
it? That Netflix barbecue showdown.
Yeah.
That the second season, I made it to the final round to get onto that barbecue showdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they called me and asked me to. In fact, within 2 weeks of each other, I got called for an audition for Iron Chef and
Yeah.
for that barbecue showdown on Netflix.
Awesome.
I
I
went
had
2 rounds in Iron Chef, and then in that barbecue showdown, I made it all the way to the very final pick when they picked the final ones that made it on the show.
okay.
Yeah.
I got contacted. Now
Wow.
this is
Now,
probably 6, 7 years ago, but I got contacted by the Food Network, and I was working full time. I'm retired now, but they were wanting me to fly out to California, and this whole thing was going to take somewhere around a month or so. And it was a reality show like that where you get, booted off or whatever if you don't
I
win.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't accept it because working. I'm like, they didn't say nothing about paying my bills or no, that my employer wouldn't have let me miss that much.
Right. Well,
So
my deal was I called the superintendent of schools, who I went to high school with, and I said, "Hey, I've got these 2 auditions, and she says, "Well, we'll give you a leave of absence because it was going to be a month. Either one of them that you got in was going to take a month, and
Yep.
we'll pay you every week X amount for however long you go,
Right.
you know." But I tell you what, that girl that won the first one, you tell me it didn't really change her. I can't think of her name right now, but boy, she does a lot on social media now. She's big in with Swift real heavy, and um, oh heck, she's over there in Florida. Real nice.
Now the
uh,
Iron Chef, isn't that one you got to be real fast on your
well, not
preparation and cooking
necessarily.
time?
They have a time limit, but
Yeah, time limit. Like I forget what it is. I might be getting that one mixed up with another show.
yeah. But yeah, the barbecue showdown. The thing about it was you had to do sides also.
Yeah.
And I watched that first season. And I was like, man, them guys suck. They don't know how to make side dishes. I was like,
The quickest side I know of is coleslaw.
Well, do you know Thyron, Chef John? I'm sure you do. With,
yeah. I've never seen him in person, but
well, he won one of them last year.
That's the second one. That's the one that I made it all the way to the finals.
Okay.
To get on.
Yeah, he won that thing, man. He sure did. Yeah. He won that thing. Like,
who's the girl you were talking
life,
about? The lady? Who was the lady you were talking about? And I think I interrupted you in Florida.
I can't remember her name.
Oh, okay.
She's real
what
nice.
Does she look like?
She's real nice. Oh, older white lady, kind of short.
Okay, I was thinking of somebody else.
Dishwater blonde, I guess, kind of hair. She's over there in Florida. I tell you who she's buddies with Kenneth, North Texas barbecue addict.
Okay.
He's run over and seen her some, and he was talking to me some during all the interview process and things like that when I was, going through all the process with them. But
yeah, I watched. I think it was last year or year before. They had one of my buddies on there. He's a barbecue comp guy. Sonny Moody. She was on that show, but my buddy. I'm trying to think of his name. I call him my buddy. Oh crap, man! I just drew a total blank. James Cruz. James Cruz. And I felt so bad for him. He was the first one to go home, and he really should have knew better. This guy wins competitions a lot, but they were doing brisket, and he dropped his on the ground. And got dirt and sand all over it. Instead of grabbing, Bobby Flay told him, he said, "Why didn't you just grab another biscuit? You just got started." He's sitting there trying to clean that dirt off of it and put it back on the smoker. I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. And yeah, he did. And that cost him, man. But, yeah, I've sit there. I was at a competition right here locally one time, and he took first place brisket. The guy can cook, James Cruz. He's out of New Orleans. But I felt bad for him. But Sonny Moody is who I thought. I don't remember who won that year, but that was that same show. She's a blonde-headed girl. They said that she used to be really big and fat, but she got on a health kick, and she's pretty, man, and real fit and everything. But she's kind of known for steak, like SCA, steak cook-offs and things like that. But so I don't know who won that. I haven't watched it in a while. So like I said, I seen this one the other day. I got kind of started with it, and I seen some familiar faces, and Kent Rollins was one of them. And for some reason, I never went back to it, but I will.
I may see him in November. He's there's a World Championship Ranch Rodeo, and that's the 2 times I've ran into him was at that ranch rodeo, and we'll be up there in November. So he's liable to be there. One year he was just there watching it, and I bumped into him, and he had at that time 6,000-7,000 followers, and I was one of them. And he was real nice that time, and then the next time, he was rocking and rolling.
Oh
had a wagon in there and all that when he was there. He gave me the shout out that time. But
he's like me, man. He's been on YouTube so long. He's probably been on there a lot longer than me, but I've grown old on YouTube, man. When I started, I was like 51. Now here I are somewhere, and I was in my young 50s. Now look at me,
Well, I'm 9 years is where I'm at now.
I just went over 12 years in July.
So I've been there. I'll tell you what, man. I met Sapo the other day, though.
Sapo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him 2 or 3 times. He used to come down to Baton Rouge to JB Spring Fling when you know who JB
Yeah.
is. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, JB.
I've met Sapo numerous times. Him and
He
T
don't live.
Roy.
He doesn't live
Hey,
very far
boy.
from my son.
Yeah, I met
So,
him and I know T Roy's been in my house right here before. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
a video in the backyard, and
I miss not having T. Roy close by. He's a lot of fun to hang out with.
yeah, matter
Yeah,
of
he's in
fact,
New
I was talking
Mexico,
about
huh?
yeah, I was talking about him earlier to my wife. I said, I guess he's finally done with YouTube. I said, I thought he was going to try to make a comeback after he made that move to New Mexico, and he did. He made a few videos, and all of a sudden, MIA again. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
well, I guess he's just over it, you know. He did
I
well
know
with
it.
it.
Got his son out there. I think they went out to get close to him and
Yeah.
all
Frankie.
that. But yeah, T. Roy's a super good guy, and Sapo don't live too far from my son. So when my son moved to Corpus, we were down there, and I called him and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Corpus this weekend." So he came over to my son's house, and we sat and visited for about 2 or 3 hours one day.
Awesome. Heck yeah.
You know, he darn near died.
Oh, I know. I heard that.
Ooh,
He was on
close.
somebody's live not long ago, and that's when I heard about that. I had no clue, but yeah, didn't he have open
Yeah.
heart surgery or something?
He dang sure did, and evidently, if he wouldn't have had it right then, he'd have been deader than a doornail.
Wow.
Yeah.
He
Man.
blocked that bad.
Oh yeah, they did all kinds of stuff. They opened him up and put a few stents in him and everything else. He wasn't feeling good, and he went to the doctor, and it was just in the nick of time, evidently. But
Wow.
he looked pretty good and was getting around pretty good when I saw him. This was month 6 weeks ago. I guess we were in Corpus, and let's see, John moved down there in June. So I would say it was probably August. So probably
Okay.
2 months ago when it was.
Yeah, he was on. Whose live was he on that night? Lewis with Trumpet Master.
Oh yeah.
He was on his live here about a month ago, month and a half, something like that. It was after that happened, anyway. Yeah, Sapo's. That just goes to show you, you don't never know. Sapo's always. I mean, he's never been overweight or anything like that, like I am now, you know. And but you just never know. I don't guess that has everything to do with having clogged up arteries and all, you know.
Can't tell. Never
No,
tell. I had an uncle that was a Baptist preacher. He didn't drink, jogged every day, played golf regularly, ate healthy, and had a cholesterol heart attack. If you would have lined up 100 people out there and said, okay, pick the ones in this group that you don't think will have a heart attack, he's one of them you would have pulled out of the bunch.
Wow. Yeah, you just never know. My wife, she had open heart surgery about 4 years ago, I guess, somewhere around 2020. But she was plugged up pretty good. It was a triple bypass.
Yeah.
She kept insisting something was wrong, you know. She kept going to doctors. Finally, they put that camera up in her and went to her heart with it. And then they seen how the arteries was ballooned out from those restrictions. You know, it's like, oh, crap. You know, we found it. Boy, did they. They
Well, you know
sawed
what's
her.
funny is they kept thinking I was having heart attacks, and boy, I went through it. I had 2 heart caths, I don't know, 3 or 4 stress tests. I mean, they were running me through the ringer, and they were like, "You don't have any blockages. You don't have this." And finally, one heart doctor looks at me and goes, "Have you ever been tested for acid reflux?" I went, "No." I said, "Well, I don't burp a whole lot or anything. You know, I don't really think I do."
Yeah.
He said, "I bet you got acid reflux." He put me on Nexium, and guess what? All my heart problems went the whole time because my blood pressure was good. You know, I mean, you look
Yeah.
at me, I was big and fat, but I wasn't. It
Well,
just,
you lost a lot of weight here a couple of years ago.
I did. I lost 135 pounds. I put back on about 65 though.
I was
I'm
going to
back
ask
up
you,
to
have you
about 300.
have you kept it off? Yeah, you was on that diet from who's that
Roger
other?
Ragland. Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
looked
was
into
on his
that.
I was on his hunting show with him. In
Oh,
fact,
okay.
I went on there and cooked, and we did a couple of dishes. He came by here one day, and we shot videos. And I was on his show, and in his ads, I was one of the guys whose face would show up, on that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm dang near to 300 again.
yeah.
But here lately, I've been back on trying to lose some weight and get back. I
I
want to
gotta
get back
lose
down
some
under
weight too,
250.
man. I gotta lose some weight. I'm the only at my age now. I'm like 5'7" on a good day, and
Yeah,
I probably weigh in about a good 240, and that's just too much for
yeah,
me. I'm so short,
yeah, oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I should be weighing somewhere around no more than 170. So that's quite a few pounds, above that.
Well, I've never been. Well, I mean, even when I was in good shape, I never have been a little guy. I'm 5'11", but
Yeah,
probably ideal weight for me is probably about 180, 190 pounds. But I'd look like a gutted snowbird if I did. I mean, heck,
well
I
the bit.
wear a size 15 ring. I mean, I got big
Yeah,
old bare hands and I mean, I'm pretty broad across the shoulders and
yeah,
bone structure.
sure,
So I
yeah.
can carry quite a bit. But I got down to 235. I was at 370,
Wow,
and I went to 235. And about the last 3 years, I put it back on about 60 pounds, I guess.
yeah. It don't
So
take long. My biggest thing was the last 9 years I worked in that shipyard. I was a foreman. And
yeah,
the last 4 years of that, I was in an office for the most of the time. That's when I really started packing it on. And then I've been retired now for going on 3 years.
yeah.
And so I'm trying to get active. I started another channel just so I can get active and move around, man. I said, I'm going to die if I don't start doing something, you know. And, my, so anyway, yeah, I need to lose some weight
Would you
really
say
bad.
your ideal weight was supposed to be, Russ? 170?
That's at the highest, really. For my height, I should be about
Really?
one
Man,
fifty
with them
five,
big
one
old
sixty.
arms, them big old guns you got and all that.
Them big old fat guns.
No, that ain't fat. That's a lot of muscle right there.
Oh,
I
I'll
mean,
say
hell,
this.
I weigh 190 right at
Well, if I worked out,
188, 190, and my ideal weight is, I think they told me it was about 180.
well,
I'm 5'8", though.
I'm going by them charts. If I didn't do nothing, but that's where I should weigh. But back in the years, like when I was in my young 50s, I worked out. I was a gym rat, and I weighed 190, but I was in a 32 waist pants. I was not fat at all. I had no fat,
That's what I wear,
but I
32,
weighed
30.
about 190, and it was pretty much all muscle. But muscle is dense, compared to
Oh, yeah.
fat. So, but
Yeah,
but
muscle is lighter than fat.
But by not working out nowadays, I shouldn't weigh no more. At the most, I'm gonna say is 170. Even though I'm short, I'm kind of big framed, large
Yeah.
chest, and all
Well,
that.
how tall are you?
Five right now. I used to be 5'8", and I'm only 5'7".
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you was 5'10".
No, I'm short, man.
No wonder you look up to that. I mean, you have to look up to that big old boy that was at your house. He's got arms that big around too. What was his name? Henry or something? Mike.
Mike with
Yeah.
Triple B Barbecue. There's a big old boy right there.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you was looking up to him. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I always thought you were 5'10", 5'11".
Nah,
I'm
no.
5'8".
I was like 5'8". That's the tallest I ever got, but I've lost a good inch or better since, just getting older.
Everybody does. In high
Yeah.
school, 18, 17, 18.
Yeah.
I was 5'11". I'm 5'8". I shrunk 3 inches.
I'm the guy that back in the 70s, I wore them platform shoes that gave me about 2 extra inches.
Disco shoes, huh?
I had some of them shoes.
Yeah, I wore them European cut pants that would hide most of the shoe. I mean, they were perfect. You couldn't tell I was standing on another 2 or 3 inches. Till I stepped out of them shoes, like, whoop, damn, you short.
Shit, I tell you what, my weight comes in from Missy because I've always had weight like, 155, 160.
Yeah.
And I won that, but that comes from Missy, and a lot of it's
Oh, mine too.
right there.
Mine's way bigger than yours, probably. Oh well, maybe one day.
Maybe one day I'll have one like you. Huh?
No, yeah, maybe mine will shrink. You got to work
I
at
need
it.
to tighten up that stomach, man. I've always had not 6-pack abs, always had about I don't know, a 3-pack or a 4-pack,
Yeah.
I had a full
I'll-
keg on me, boo.
I wasn't ripped, but I was flat and hard, but I wasn't ripped.
Yeah, the Kiss shoes. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Now my boy, I don't know where he got his height from, but he's 6'3".
Wow.
Yeah, he's big old. He's real tall and lanky.
Well, see,
Yeah,
my
my son's
youngest
taller
son
than me,
is
too.
6. My youngest son is about 6'1", and then
Yeah.
Derek is actually a little bit shorter than me. You
Oh,
know,
really?
yeah. And my two brothers, both of them were 6 foot. My dad was 6 foot, but when my dad passed away, he was almost 90 years old, and as short as I am, I had to look down. If we were standing there eyeball to eyeball, I'm actually looking down at him. That's how much he shrunk, and he wasn't hump shouldered or anything. He just I've never seen nothing like it. I'm like, my God, this man used to be a big, broad, 6 foot tall man. What the heck,
My daddy was about your size, Russ.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a little guy. He was 5'7" at his highest. I think when he was in the military, his military records for World War II said 5'7".
wow,
But my whole life, he was about 5'5", 5'6" is what I remember him being.
yeah. Just don't ever know. How tall did you say you were?
5'11".
5'11". Okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, Boo,
My
I think.
metabolism slowed down a lot. That's why as I got older, because I could eat anything and everything and not gain weight. I would just maintain it. And I was,
Yeah.
yeah, I was a commercial fisherman. I was, shrimping, crabbing, always pulling up on them crab cages, couple of hundred a day, crab pots and then shrimping, pulling in all that webbing,
Yeah.
and that was all, handwork. I didn't have no winches and nothing like that.
That's a lot of hard work. I went out with my
Yeah.
buddies before.
What's up,
My
Shade
oldest-
Tree?
My oldest buddy, he was a shrimper all his life, and I used to go out on weekends. He had a little bay boat, and it was an ice boat, and we'd go out for 2 or 3 days and come back in. And
Oh,
he'd
y'all
work-
had winches and stuff.
Yeah,
but
he-
but I
yeah.
mean, when you still got to pull on webbing a little.
Oh,
bit,
it's still a lot of work
something
regardless.
goes wrong, you still. Oh yeah, It's
Man,
like,
my hands
manual labor.
hurt so bad getting all that salt water and cuts and stuff.
Oh,
but-
shrimp. Yeah, them shrimp. When
Yeah.
that. Hey, oh, I heard that horn blow. That shrimp
Yeah.
horn. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, and that. Yeah, your hand. What they do, they get so. You get hit by shrimp so many times, and then
Yeah.
hard heads. You accidentally brush up against one. Well, hell, that's that burns. Hard
Oh,
heads
yeah.
burn,
Yeah, they
and But I used to have a little mixture that I would do: the salt water in my deck bucket and green alcohol and Clorox. A
Yeah.
little bit of Clorox. That bleach kills in the alcohol, and it actually toughens up your hands.
Yeah, I'm
That-
sure if
that-
I did it all the time, I just went out with him every now and then just to have fun. But it wasn't a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. Well, look, I'm gonna jump off here. It done been on what pretty good while. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Chef Johnny, it's
Yeah.
great seeing you, man.
Great to see you, Russ.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
head
buddy.
out, we head out to Libby's mom's family's deal again. I keep telling them we need to drop all the way down in Mississippi and go by and see you. We run
Yeah,
up
man.
to Nashville for the deal, and
well,
we
if
came
you ever
through-
do, let me know. You got my
Yeah.
phone number. We talk.
I got it. I got
Yeah.
it. And then
Okay.
we come through Vicksburg last time, and we stayed. Last time we went to Natchez. That was 2 summers ago. And stayed in Natchez for a few days, and which I guess that's a little north of y'all, but we did that, and I keep telling them when we go, we need to plan it for me to drop all the way down and get down there and pick up 10 down there somewhere close to you, and that way I can stop by and shake your
Yeah,
hand for a little bit of something.
absolutely, man. Like I said, give me a heads up. Love to have you.
And now that Pappy's out there, I guess I need to go out there and see that no good son of a gun.
Yeah, there you go. Be a good
Yeah.
reason.
All right.
All right, guys,
Well,
I'm out. Y'all
take
have a
care.
good
You
one.
know.
Night
No.
chat, night Papa, Texas.
See you next week, Russ.
All right, later.
And then there were 2.
Yep.
We got you started in men's cooking. I know why in Louisiana there's a reason. Down in
I've
South
always,
Louisiana, a lot of men cook because we always like at the trapping camp or at the camp,
yeah,
hunting and fishing, and we cook for ourselves. The wives are not there. Well, unless
That-
like
you know,
at the
that-
trapping camp, yeah, the wives are there because you're spending the whole winter right there. You're spending like
Yeah.
4 months, 3 to 4 months. At a like a 20-minute boat ride from the nearest boat launch, to the camp and the
Right.
trapping ground. So that's one reason there. But when for that long, my point was, for that long, usually the wives are with the husbands, and the kids out in the marsh.
well, I've always liked to cook. Always, I've always enjoyed it. So I cooked with Mama, and I cooked with Grandma, and
Yeah.
I cooked with Daddy on the riverbank and on the down at the coast and at deer camp, and I guess hospitality's kind of in my bones. So I've always enjoyed feeding people and
Right.
things like that. So
I was at my mom's and my grandma's apron strings because my grandma used to come and visit in the summer for like a month, and mom and grandma, my mom, they would make a lot of baking going on. Baking cookies, fudge, making a lot of fudge, which that's not a baked item, but anyhow, cookies, fudge, sweet dough pies, right? Like meat pies, like Natchitoches meat pies, that style, that shape, a half moon. They'd make all the dough, break it off in little balls, roll it out, round it off, cut it, lay everything flat, cut it with a bowl. Mama had a special bowl for the size, and they cut it, then they fill it like with a blackberry. They cook down blackberries, like blackberry jam, put it in the meat pies, fork it to crimp it. And then a lot of that went in the freezer. Figs, fig preserves in the pies, meat, crawfish, natural crawfish, and crab meat, and shrimp. Sometimes there was a 2 mix on their own. I mean, they put a lot of stuff. We had like 3 different deep freezers. One for seafood, one for mostly vegetables, and one for meat.
Right.
I was a commercial fisherman, and a lot of crabs, a lot of shrimp went in the freezer. So we had a seafood freezer, which wasn't as big as the other ones. The vegetable freezer wasn't as big, but the meat freezer was the biggest one. We raise our own meat. Pigs, and then a half a calf.
Right.
But we wouldn't put a whole calf in the freezer. We just put a half a calf, and then half of like say 150 pounds of pork. Half of that, and then the other half would go to the rest of the family. Whoever was in with us on that.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's the way a lot of people.
Billy, yeah, he's right on that one. Last few nine Louisiana, he said bacon, not bacon. So yeah, that Mama and my mom, I was tugging on their apron strings as a kid and a teenager because my grandma, she died. Oh, I want to say in 82, 83. No, maybe
Yeah.
84. Because my little boy was born and there was like, oh crap, there was one, two, three, four, I think there were like 5 generations there. My little boy was like 2 months old, so, and he was born in 84. Yeah, so I think my mom died at 84.
Well, my grandmas, let's see, one of them died in 86, and the other one died in about 95. And one of them was, 80. They're both in their 80s. Both my grandmas were. And now my grandpa, they say, was a real good cook. My mama's daddy, and he had cooked on chuck wagons and stuff. Because my grandpa was born in 1899. My mama's daddy was. So I mean, he was 62 years old when I was born. So he had already gone blind when I got old enough to remember just a whole heck of a lot about him. So I never knew him cooking. But they say he was a heck of a cook, and he'd been a chuck wagon cook, and he cooked with the CCCs, the old Civilian Conservation Corps.
Oh, the CC camps. The CC camps.
Yeah, he was a little bit old for that, because that was really a young man's program. But they had a veterans division. And since he was in World War I, he qualified to be in the veterans division. And he did that. And so he cooked at some of them camps and stuff and was quite the cook. And when I started getting a little older and people started realizing I was quite the cook and doing some of the cooking I was doing, I had some of the men in town ask me, they said, "Hey, can you cook goat as good as your grandpa?" He said he cooked the best goat I ever ate. And I was, quite honestly, I was like, well, guys, I ain't ever cooked a goat. So that was kind of me all of a sudden going on a hunt to see if I could cook goat, and went and talked to Mama. And Mama told me, no, she said, your grandpa died with every recipe in his head. Said he didn't write anything down. He didn't have a cookbook. And so all of his recipes were gone. By the time I got old enough to
my dad
doing all that, he was already passed away. He died in 80. He died in 84, and he was a week from being 85.
My dad, my Uncle Walter, and Uncle Sidney, they were in the CC camps after World War II.
Yeah.
And I remember them talking about it. They wasn't in there long, though, because, when they got out of World War II, when they got out of the Army after the war was over with, jobs were a little scarce.
Yeah.
Down here. So they went over, and they had a encampment or whatever you want to call it. They called it the CC camps, for short. Anyway, I think they were doing levee work or something.
Yeah.
Because it always had to do with like the Corps of Engineers or some big project that the state had going, or federal project, that the feds had going. Right. So they were still, in Louisiana, in South Louisiana, is just like the Chapelai Basin. That's a big old levee system there. Few hundred miles of levees there. And then Uncle Sidney, he was in the Uncle Walter was in the medics in the war. Uncle Sidney was worked for he was in the engineer part. They were building bridges and stuff. When they blew up bridges and everything, they would in the engineer department in the
Yeah.
army. You know, the floating bridges.
Right.
You know, so and then all the men. I remember all my uncles. They were cooks also. You know, they didn't need to be married to eat well. Put it that way. You know.
Well, the men in our family pretty much were. Now, my grandpa would probably be the best. My daddy's dad, I don't think I ever remember him cooking a lick. He was older and wasn't in real good health. And
Yeah.
of course, grandma took care of him all the time, my daddy's mama. He died in 1981. And he was 81. He was born in 1900. And but he, of course, you think about that. In 81, I was only 19. And so he was kind of sick my whole life. He was 60, 61, 62 when I was born. And I always kind of remember him being sick. So I never saw him doing it. But
Yeah.
and Mama's daddy was blind, so he didn't cook. But now my uncles and my dad, because we were always camping and deer hunting and all the stuff you do. And my daddy's brother was a good cook. His younger brother passed away kind of young, but his older brother was a good cook, and he was a good cook. And my Uncle Ward, my dad's oldest sister's husband, he was a good cook. So I kind of remember, being around all them men out in the woods and the riverbanks and the coast, cooking, and just took a liking to it, and seeing somebody put a smile on their face when you make something nice for them,
Yeah. There you go. Now, speaking of cooking and all that, that's making me hungry. I didn't eat. Let's see what I ate. Oh, I ate some boudin at about, what time was that? Yeah, before the electricity went out today. Electricity went out for about 20 minutes
Oh yeah.
for no reason at all. Missy said, "Wonder what's wrong?" I said, "Well, they shipping some of it over to Florida and the East Coast."
Mike.
She kind of got that joke. I found the movie Dead Man's Walk Streets of Laredo and purchased it. $1.99 on Amazon.
Yeah. So that's Dead Man's Walking, I think, is the one of when they were young, and it's that Mir expedition where they got caught and by the Mexicans and hauled down there to Mexico. And a big part of them that were taken captured died. And then Streets of Laredo are his old age.
Okay, yeah, it's probably a set, maybe. The Dead Man's Walk and
Might have them all on
slash
there.
Streets of Laredo. Yeah, like a back to back. Watch it. For $1.99, I'm pretty sure he rented it for 48 hours on Amazon. 1995 with James Garner and Sissy Spacek. Okay, yeah, double feature.
Yep.
I thought, I couldn't think of the word double feature, so I was like back to back. So, yeah.
Boo, what's the name of the channel?
Was that
This YouTube channel? What's the name of it?
Oh, this one? Okay, it's not my Boo Lucat channel, which naturally you know that, man. It's a Cajun Coin Hunter. Let me type it in chat. There's two of us. It's the title's different. There's another one that I didn't realize when I made this channel.
Yeah.
Because my Boo Lucat channel, that was, cooking and gardening, cooking, and small engine repair got incorporated into it, later on. And then I was in the coin community, coin collecting community on that channel, my Boo Lucat channel. And then when I started like wanting to make videos on it, because I had old coins and stuff already, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna add this to my channel because it's gonna overcrowd it. So I just made the Cajun
Right.
Coin Hunter channel, and when I made it, YouTube approved of the title. Well, after I got monetized and had a bunch of videos under my belt on this channel, this guy here says, I'm the original Cajun Coin Hunter. He only had 2 videos, and it really wasn't even about coins, about metal detecting. You know, which that has something to do with coin collecting, yes. So he was like, you need to drop your channel. You need to do something. He says, I'm gonna report you to YouTube. And I told him, I said, well, I don't mean to infringe on you. I said, but and he had Cajun Coin Hunter, but it's all mixed up into one word.
Yeah.
You know, like an email address or something. So I said, I'm sorry, I don't mean to infringe on you, but I said, YouTube approved this, and I says, I don't change my channel names, and I don't change my avatar pictures. I've been having my Facebook is Boo Luket, well, with my first name on there, Hollis. You know, spelled the same as where Cowboy Kent Rollins is from, Hollis, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I talk slow, though. I used to talk fast. Papa Texas, man, he's like, damn, slow down, Boo. In one of his lives, yeah, he was like, man, I can't understand a word that guy says. He's one of them coon asses. Like, yeah, that's right. Proud too. RCA, baby. Registered coon ass. Anyway, so I said, I'm not, he said, I'm going to report you to YouTube. I said, okay, well, I was nice, I said, well, okay, good luck with that. And he ended up subscribing to me. Yeah. So, but I didn't eat nothing today but some boudin. So I'm going to jump out of here and I'm going to give me some of that chuck roast Missy cooked last night down in that grave.
That sounds pretty good. Well, I'm going to get up early in the morning and go have coffee with some boys that I ain't had coffee with in a while. And do that, and I may do some bird hunting tomorrow.
Dove?
Yeah, it's dove season here right now. We got them flying pretty good, so.
Yeah, dove and teal season always opens up the 1st of September down here.
Well, we hit the north of the state opens up 1st of September, and we open up middle of September for dove season down in the south. So south of IH 90 and IH 10 are the corridors. So I'm south of them. So
right,
I do that. But anyways, so I'm gonna go get in bed because I'm gonna get up about 5 and go for coffee in the morning. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do my outro first, and then I'll let you do yours. And,
all right, buddy.
And I appreciate you coming up, Chef Johnny.
Appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, not a problem. So I guess hey man, everybody in the chat had a good time with you being in the panel tonight. So like I said again, appreciate you coming in. All right, everybody, it was good seeing y'all. Papa Texas, good seeing you again. And Billy Strong, good seeing you. Russ, I appreciate David Carlisle, Shade Tree Shack. He's in the cooking community, barbecue and grilling community. Anyway, good seeing everybody. And y'all know the routine is good being north of the grass. Stay safe, be that way, stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. I'll catch y'all later. A plus tard. All right, Chef John, you want to say goodbyes?
Hey guys, thanks for letting me in here tonight. I really enjoyed it, Boo. I'm glad you found me the other day again. and I'm getting a little more on long videos again, starting to get those up. I've been doing a lot of shorts, but finished up my year with the Texas Beef Council as their ultimate beef loving Texan. So I get a little more time to do some of my own stuff now. But anyways, Papa, always good to see you. It was great to see Russ in here. Yes, I can barbecue. I'm gonna find you and make sure I follow up on that. Billy, hadn't seen Billy his name pop on something in a long time, so it's good to see Billy there in the chat. But anyways, hey, I'm Chef Johnny. I have Texas style barbecue and cuisine, Texas style cuisine on any other social medias. It was great to be here tonight. I hope y'all find me, and we'll see y'all down the road. So long, everybody.
A Pluta.
All right, take care.